Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Take It Back to the Gray Brick Invitational Tournament here, organized by DLB. I've got Andrew here in the commentator's booth with me. We're going to be commentating over this 4-player invitational tournament here on Game Boy Tetris. Say hello, Andrew.
Howdy, everybody.
So today, we've got EuroChrisKA, DLB, BlueScuti, and MJ in a showdown to see who today is the strongest Game Boy Tetris player. We're going to start off with a 30-minute qualifier in order to seed the players, so you can ignore the versus marks on the screen right now. And after that 30-minute qualifier, we will have seeds for the players, and we will know who they're going up against for the semifinals, and then subsequently, of course, the finals after that. So, with that being said, Andrew is going to post in the chat when we start that 30-minute qualifying time. So, Andrew, if you could give me a 3, 2, 1 Tetris in the chat once all the players are ready. So, if I can get a thumbs up from all the players that they're ready for qualifiers, which will be level 9 starts. Got a thumbs up from MJ, and from ChrisKA, and from DLB.
No cap. We do, for qualifiers, there is no line cap or anything, Scooty.
Yeah, no line cap or anything for this. It's just the highest score that you can get within 30 minutes. If you've started a game before the 30-minute timer expires, then you can finish that game.
Yeah, it'll keep going. So go as long as you can, 30 minutes. Do you have the timer up, Taylor? Or
I don't have a physical timer to display on screen because all I have is live split.
Okay, I'll do an off-screen timer. Just give me a moment here.
Yeah, I have one off screen as well, so.
I'm just going to add that. 30 minutes. Okay, so we're looking set up. We got thumbs up all across the board.
Perfect. And we can start that off in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Make sure to put it in the chat.
Throwing it in now. It looks like all players are starting off. Oh, Scooty's going to get his
Scooty's getting his OG cart. We'll just add a minute to Scooty's clock since everybody else has started already.
Got it.
EuroChrisKA going high, just playing dangerous out the gate here.
We got Nels in the chat. Yes, they are qualifying right now. It's going to be 30 minutes, no line cap, no cap. And that's going to determine the seeding for the tournament that they're going to have after 30 minutes here.
Yep. Make sure to not wipe your scoreboards, players, because we are going to be using your scoreboards at the end in order to determine your seed ranks.
Yeah. So don't restart, just keep them up there.
Little top out there from MJ. Now, MJ has a 130,000 point score already on there from before we started, but that should be fine. I'm sure that he'll surpass that throughout the qual.
I hope so.
I'm going to mark the time that Scooty gets back, and we'll just add time to him.
Yeah. So Tolstoy, the qualifiers that they're doing right now is going to be 30 minutes to determine the seed ranking for the tournament that we're going to be holding after that. 30-minute qualifications. We got Scooty back.
Yeah, Scooty is back, so we will give him 2.5 minutes extra time there.
Blow out the cartridge.
Yep. And hello to both Twitch and YouTube chat. I see some people here
Yeah,
from
hey.
YouTube chat.
Let me know if there's any questions in YouTube chat there, Taylor, if you've got that up.
Yeah, it's also available on the Discord stream.
Oh, okay.
You can see both.
Okay, yeah, I see it there.
Scooty having a bit of issues with startup there. Blow out that cartridge.
Yeah.
There we go.
Love that.
All right, so
IPS
let's
game.
call it 3.5 minutes then for Scooty, because we're at about
Okay.
3.5 minute mark. So don't worry, Scooty, you will be awarded some extra time due to the cartridge issues.
Yeah. Level 9 starts, obviously, for this qual. No line cap, no cap.
Yeah, which level 9 starts is just beneficial, because that's the highest scoring start you can have. EuroChrisKA already up at 173,000. There's not going to be many score updates during the qualifiers, just because all that matters is the score at the end.
Yeah. So just to give an intro to all the players here for anybody new watching. So in the top left, we've got EuroChrisKA, who is our 2-time silver.
Ooh, I'm sorry,
runner-up.
that S spin, or Z spin by Scooty there.
I missed it. I had a feeling he'd pull off something like that.
Yeah, he placed the long bar sideways there with nothing underneath it, and then spun the S or the Z underneath it. Sorry, you can go on with player intros.
So yeah, these are our top kind of all-stars of our community here. So EuroChrisKA, he's the 2-time runner-up for the CTWC GB, which is the logo in the center left-hand side of the screen there. That's what we do for our Game Boy Classic Tetris World Championship. We do that yearly, just like the regular CTWC, but obviously it's like this format. So he has come in second place for both of those times, representing Germany, and he's a prominent streamer. So if you ever catch him on stream, he has had I believe over 200 max outs now on this, which I've yet to even get one. So that's really impressive. And then in the top right, we've got DLB, which stands for Dancing Long Bar. If you notice his style of play, he does exactly as his name says. Every time he gets a long bar, he dances it over to slam a Tetris, just like that. So, and he's been with us since the community's inception. And he has organized this tournament today. So thank you very much, DLB, for throwing this together. Just trying some different stuff here as an all-star kind of format, just to kind of showcase what the community is all about. So I think this outlines it very well. And bottom right, we've got MJ, who is from Finland. And he's the co-founder, actually, of our community, along with myself here. So we started this probably when there was about maybe 15 players, DLB included with that, about 3 years ago. And he messaged me and said, hey, let's make a community. We did that, and now we're almost 400 players and our community is strong. So if you do want to join our Discord, going to put a little link here. You can also use the link there at tinyurl.com/gbtetris. And I've also got that one there. So if you do want it, it's in the chat. Oh, Scooty's game malfunctioning there. Just going to introduce you next, Scooty. Is it the console or is it the cartridge?
With Game Boy, who knows?
Yeah, I know. Do you have the atomic purple yeah. I was gonna say, do you still have the atomic purple GBC? Because we'll take that. Oh, it could be the cart. Okay. That's why you gotta stock up on those carts, man. Okay.
Yeah, I've got 2.
And obviously we have BlueScuti, which I don't think he needs much of an introduction. People in villages in Nepal, I'm sure, know who he is at this point. So yeah, this is just kind of an all-stars matchup here, just because these players don't get too many opportunities other than friendly competitions to play against one another. So we figure we'll take the best of the best we got thus far. Which again, if you do wanna, if you think you could do any better, feel free to join the community, give it a shot. Uh, we love new players. The setup's all pretty much universal. You can kind of see, you can either record your Game Boy on webcam, or you can use what's called an interceptor, which is the fancy one that the three players are using there. And that just picks up the feed. That's pretty much the primary way we broadcast the Game Boy streams here.
Yep. And just to give a little context on us, my name is Taylor. Andrew is the guy who's been telling you about the players. We're both from Canada. Andrew's a pretty good player, possibly the best in Canada.
I hope.
Well, you have competition now in the Discord.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got some Canadian players coming in. Nels is also Canadian as well. Phonio8 in the chat said, "Yeah, you can use a Super Game Boy on SNES. We recommend the Super Game Boy 2 just because it's a little bit better with what is it, latency or
So there's a clock speed
right,
discrepancy in the original Super Game Boy cart. So all Game Boy games essentially run 3% faster.
right. So that's why it's not too commonly used now. The only thing is that with a Super Game Boy, just in time for the chat." So the Super Game Boy, because it has an external controller, you can technically use rolling on that. Nobody has yet on that console, but it is doable on that. We do have rolling players currently using emulation, but nothing on an actual Nintendo cartridge thus far. So
Yeah,
if
and
you want to
most
be
of
the
our
first to try it.
tournaments are official Nintendo hardware only.
So we do friendly Discord tournaments as well. The center logo in the screen on the right side, GB Tetris, that's our main Twitch. We do that every couple months, or we try to anyways. Usually bi-monthly friendly tournaments, kind of in this format here, except it's of a 16 seed. So if you want to join in that, we do that every couple months.
You could also technically play on the Nintendo Switch
Yep, you can use the Switch as well.
using the Nintendo Switch Online Game Boy feature. Alright, we've got Scooty here with the atomic purple Game Boy Color. Just adjusting his cam here.
There we go. Going back to the basics. Now, almost. There. Yeah, it's having no problem running that. That's pretty good. Yeah, we can see that.
So Trung in the YouTube chat there, can I use emulators? So in the CTWC tournaments, we go official Nintendo hardware only. We do have some tournaments that allow emulators though.
Yeah. Usually our friendlies tournaments, like I mentioned before, we do every couple months. So if you want to play against these players or any new players, we love the newcomers. Yes, you can use any form of emulation. We just ask that you use like a ham cam. So if you're using your keyboard or whatever, that we can see the inputs on that. So we got Scooty almost set up here.
Yeah, he's just trying to get his camera to focus and get the correct brightness.
So EuroChrisKA already out the gate, 621, 240 lines in. So you'll notice that the speed does not change. If you're new to the scene here, level 20 is the fastest speed. And it doesn't change, so it's basically a grind at that point to try to get the max out. With that, in competition, we have a 300 line cap, so he'd approach that. So you're kind of get a general consensus of what the score can be, and he will top out at 628, 627. Very good qualifying score thus far. I believe the highest one, with DLB on his way, 325,000, and MJ second up, 394,916 points. Yeah, the Scooty reflection. That's a staple of the old time things. We can kind of see. Nobody knew what Scooty looked like in there, and then we can kind of see, gaze into his eyes with the reflection of the screen. It's just kind of a throwback to the first time he ever competed with us.
Somebody needs to mail that man an interceptor.
Yeah.
Tetris
Yeah,
there.
Scooty
The
does
day they
cool.
make a Goofy Foot Game Boy is the day I'll pick it up again. I mean, like, you could always just crosshand tap on the Game Boy like MJ's doing.
Yeah,
A lot of our
you'll
players do
see.
the crosshand tap.
I would say about 75% of the players do it that way. So the reason being is that it closely or most closely resembles the way it used to be done on a keyboard computer. So the way you would use the arrow keys. I don't know if you remember Tetris Friends. That's how the
Oh,
format
yeah.
was. Yeah. So it's muscle memory wise, that's the closest it is to. So, and people are a lot faster. I know I'm 100% faster on Tetris Friends style one. Ooh, and MJ tops out
Yeah, just a little timer update
446,000.
here. We are at 13 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah. So just over the halfway mark.
No, just under the halfway
Or
mark.
just under, sorry, yeah.
And it looks like EuroChrisKA has just gone out. He's like, 628, good enough.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, the crosshand tapping is probably the closest we can get with speed-wise on an actual Game Boy proficiency. That's the closest we can get. You can also do flat hands, so you don't have to cross your hands. DLB does not cross his hands, so you can't really see his that. But yeah, you can either cross them, not cross them, or use thumbs. EuroChrisKA is a thumb player using a Thor Hyper Tap grip on that. So those are generally
VK's
the
from
two main.
YouTube saying, first Tetris I've ever played. It's a genius port of a genius game.
Absolutely.
Definitely the best version of Tetris, in my opinion. The Game
Yeah.
Boy Tetris is just plays
It's the one that
perfectly.
started it all. We're taking it back to the gray brick on this. So 40 years. That's why we're kind of DLB has hosted this one here, just to kind of raise more awareness of what our community does in the scene itself. And thanks to CTWC for hosting us on this and helping us get the community up there. Speaking of CTWC, as you can see, like I said, the CTWC GB, we do that once a year, usually around May. If you want to compete in that, like I said, you can join the Discord, get information. We love new players on that. Usually it's the best of the best, like our all-stars here, but you never know who comes out of the woodworks on that. And if you do want to support the community and CTWC on that, we do have t-shirts on their store as well. So I'm just going to post that in the chat. Me and Taylor both wear them often, and they're great shirts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've worn mine so much that it's almost worn
Yeah, the
out.
logo's almost come off. Yeah, that's your daily drive.
Yeah, I love that shirt. Every time it comes out of the wash, it's like one of the first
Oh,
shirts I put on.
now someone in the chat, BlueScuti's grandpa. Hi, Joe. Is that? I don't know if that's legit or. I know Scooty's mom watches, but Scooty, give a nod in your reflection if your grandpa also watches.
He's given the nod.
Oh wow!
Shout out to BlueScuti's grandpa.
Welcome, Gramps. Good to see you. You never know who's gonna drop in on these shindigs here. I love it. Doing a throwback, yeah. So we got Scooty. He's actually playing on his mom's Game Boy that when he first joined the community, he fished out of the closet, as most people do. It's kind of the perfect origin story of that. And this is, like I said, taking it back. So that's the original Game Boy that his mom used to play on, it looks like there.
I'm just imagining a young Scooty going into the closet and a purplish aura emanating from a box
The lore.
as he slowly inches towards it, unsure of the arcane knowledge he's about to uncover, and then pulls out the atomic purple Game Boy Tetris.
And then proceeds to max out 20 minutes later.
Yeah, proceeds to max out immediately from the eldritch knowledge that poured itself into his brain.
So we do got DLB with a score of 451, bringing it back now. MJ up quite high in a dig there. No,
Yeah, it does
not
top
there.
out.
No
Are
top
you
out.
watching on the Discord stream or on Twitch?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was watching on the Discord stream because I watched in the chat.
No, you do want to watch on the Discord.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Discord is less latency, but you still seem to be a few seconds behind. Maybe refresh.
Yeah. So Scooty didn't just max, but he is a max out player, a multi-max out player. All the players here are max out players. EuroChrisKA having the most at over 200 now at this point, which he just at this point streams max outs for funsies. So if you're interested to see what that looks like, you can always tune in there. And yeah, Scooty, I believe he still has the record on for level A type 9 starts, if I'm not mistaken. I think he started around NES Tetris around the same time as GB Tetris, if I'm not mistaken on that as well.
He did start with Game Boy.
Oh, okay. On this Game Boy specifically.
We gonna do predictions? Asks Indiana Bonsai. I'm gonna avoid it because it's honestly anyone's game today.
Yeah. Competitively, you'll notice as the players are playing here, there's not a huge difference in their play styles. And DLB tops out there 474, 826. Competitively, though, you kind of have to switch up your style. We'll notice that, as I said, it's anybody's game because they all have their strengths, and in a competitive sense, they all have their own kind of individual weaknesses for that. But they kind of have to work with it. So, you know, if it's Scooty versus KRISKA, they're going to be playing off of how the other player plays, or if it's MJ versus, you know, Scooty, or DLB versus Chris. But basically, you have to play off of how your opponent's going to play and what their skills are. And you also have to adjust and adapt accordingly on that, too. So it's kind of a different game competitively. And because we have the 300 line cap once we start competing. Whereas some players will just go ham in the qualifications, just like MJ here, topping out right towards the ceiling. Whereas you have to be a little bit more conservative and play a little bit more carefully, obviously, with the competitive scene.
Unless you're EuroChrisKA. He just goes to the wall every time.
So
bit of a timer update. We are just past 20 minutes. We have 10 minutes remaining on the qualifier.
So Nell's in the chat pointing out that Scooty does still have the world record score for, the overall score record here for 9 heart start. So if you're not familiar with what that is, Tetris, Game Boy Tetris does have the mode where you can add 10 levels to it, but it doesn't affect the score, just the speed. So it's level 19 speed. And Scooty has the world record of that and still retains it at over 3 million points.
And Scooty and Tolstoy correcting us in the chat. Scooty did start with NES Tetris and had already maxed out when he found that Game Boy.
Yeah. So I guess he just thought, ooh, NES Tetris, but smaller, and then kind of went from there. Which obviously it's not. He found out the nuances of that, and that's probably what drove him to go for the gold on that, and he definitely did it. So
yeah, he realized it was not only NES Tetris, but smaller, but also better.
Yeah, I'd say so. I can't not say so. NES Tetris definitely has its perks, but like I said, this is the one that started it all. The whole kind of snowball effect the Tetris has had. This was the one that was bundled with the original Gray Brick Game Boy.
Yeah, bringing Tetris fever to the West.
Yeah. Akatu in the chat. Maybe I should change that. Going for Scooty's score. Yeah, definitely. If you think you can beat our best players, then we encourage that. You never know, like I said, who comes out of the woodworks, and the next best player could be you. So, yeah, feel free to join the community.
Yeah, Katu, if you play Game Boy Tetris, definitely join the Discord. We'd love to see you in tournament.
Oh, he's in. So he's already in there.
Yeah, but we'd love to see him in a
Oh yeah,
tournament.
tournament. Yeah. Yes, I should join the community. Join us.
Listen, there's so
Yeah.
many people in there now that I can't keep who's in and who's not straight.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
cheeseburger.
We're going about 3 years strong in the community here. We've done, like I said, 2 CTW CGB yearly tournaments overall. And we have players from all around the world. Our last champions, I believe, were from France and Argentina. With our friendly tournaments, I just do want to point out that I believe at this point, now I might be mistaken, but MJ, DLB, Scooty, and Kriska, I believe, are all 2-time winners of our Discord tournaments. If I'm not mistaken on that. They've at least all won it once. So nobody's hit that third win. So hopefully they'll all join us for our next one, which is December 1st this year, if you want to tune in on GB Tetris Twitch.
We are down to 6 minutes for starting any new rounds.
MJ stacking towards the sky on that.
It does top out there. MJ, I think, is in 3rd place right now.
Yeah. There we go. Akatu saying, I'm going to win the next one. All right, we welcome it.
Is it Akatu or Akatu?
MJ feeling the pressure.
Scooty passing 500k there, I think, throws him into 2nd place thus far.
Yeah, we got EuroChrisKA 510,000 points.
EuroChrisKA already has a 600 plus.
Yeah, he's in the lead right now. Nell's in the chat saying, love how Scooty's screen is hard to see, but he's kicking so much ass. That's his legacy on this. So, like I said, he could just pull out his mom's Game Boy from the drawer, throw it in front of a camera, and just absolutely slay it. That's classic Scooty all the way.
We are down to 4 minutes for new game starts.
Ooh, lucky long bar there for EuroChrisKA. That will push him into the 600Ks again. Can he beat his previous one for the top seed? He still retained it. Other players playing a little bit more conservatively. DLB dancing 3 long bars consecutively. Love that there.
And another 2 consecutive. It's not
So
often you see a long bar run.
No, yeah. You'll notice all these players are putting their well to the left side. That's because Game Boy Tetris, the rotation favors mirrored that of NES Tetris. So if you're wondering, we'll point this out again, why they're putting it over to the left. That's why Game Boy Tetris is a little bit different in that sense. It's also a smaller playing field too.
Yeah, but all the pieces bias towards the left.
Yeah.
And as well, the matrix is 2 shorter.
Yeah. And there is no animation, spawn animation at the top. You'll notice the pieces just immediately enter the board.
Nell's saying, of course he's dancing the long bar. He's not just drop straight down long bar.
Yeah, you can kind of see a lot of people are liking that look, Scooty, with the classic reflection in there, because you can kind of see, you can peer into the mind of the man as he's stacking, getting into the 600Ks, which is on par with EuroChrisKA is approaching 700,000 now.
Over 700,000 at this
Over
point.
700 now. But yeah, if you have a Game Boy kicking around in the closet or in a drawer somewhere, like I said, you could be the next champion. Just fish it out, get a camera, join our tournaments, and you can play just like this. And we do the streams every couple months, as well as the CTW CGB yearly.
We are down to 1 minute 15 seconds for any new starts. But again, if you're currently playing a game when the timer expires, you can finish out that game.
Both Scooty and Chris go over 300 lines now. So
Mhm.
this is where normally, like I said, in the competitive tournament, we're going to have a 300 line cap. So they have to play a little bit more methodically with that if they want these kinds of scores. EuroChrisKA now into 800,000 points. He may max out for the qual, and this is exactly why DLB has invited these all-star players for this tournament. Very nice Tetris there. Scooty in a bit of a dig, but having no problem getting out. I just love how Scooty's kind of been out of practice for Game Boy, focusing obviously on the NES Tetris, but he just has no problem getting into those scores, just eating it up for breakfast, no problem.
And the timer has expired for our players, so no new game starts after this point.
Yep.
Once your game finishes, please stay on the level select with your scoreboard visible.
Got Anders in the chat. Scooty and DLB duking it out for first seed. Keeping it clutch there.
And with Scooty's late start here, the fact that he's already pulled over 800k is just massive.
Nothing. I say, once he gets in the groove and gets going, there's no stopping this kid.
About 50,000 points separating those two players. And we do have a top out from DLB, so once we get to his scoreboard, we can see what his final qual is. In this particular tournament, whoever's second and third doesn't really matter. You just don't want to be fourth because then you have to go against first seed.
Yeah.
And it looks like 474,826 is DLB's final posted qualifier there. EuroChrisKA now over 900k. Looking for that max out here.
Wow. Scooty's not going to let him off that easy, though. He's chasing.
Now, if you max out, we're going to go with whoever had less lines when they maxed. And Scooty now at 948,000
Wow.
has actually surpassed EuroChrisKA's score. BlueScuti was the first player ever to max out on Game Boy in tournament play, and actually managed to do it twice in one tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, we will remind there will be no mullining for this one, and we don't usually do that. But in that particular instance, because it kind of set history, we allowed it for that one, and it was great.
All right, you gotta watch EuroChrisKA's lines, and I will watch BlueScuti's.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna switch it back to the Discord one for that then.
You should be on the Discord one for everything.
Okay.
All right, that's 407 lines for BlueScuti.
426 for EuroChrisKA. He's got the fist pumping going on there.
That puts EuroChrisKA at seed number 2 and BlueScuti at seed number 1.
As both players casually max. Again, I've been playing this game for probably close to 3 years now, and I still have yet to get one max out. The man has over 200 max outs on record, and Scooty's got the top score in the entire server.
So we're just going to see where MJ falls here.
Yeah. MJ playing pretty proficient there. He's got the chance.
MJ playing to figure out whether he's going to face off against Scooty or EuroChrisKA in the first round there, which I got to tell you, as a pretty low scoring player myself, either of those options just sounds awful.
Yeah, there's no good option there.
there's no winning here.
There's no win, yeah.
Unless MJ can max out in less than 407 lines.
Yes.
Then he'd be first seed. He's giving us the thumbs up. He's going for it.
Going the distance there. Dude, he just casually grinding his max out.
DLB just playing some casual Tetris now. DLB's score was 474,000.
So, Nels, for to answer your question from before on that, yeah, we're just doing the best line proficiency if both players get a max out, so whoever did it in the least amount of lines.
Yeah, we're not mathing out the post-max.
No.
DLB saying the game plays itself.
Yeah, I was gonna say what? I thought something was off. Those long bars weren't dancing. Like, wait a minute. Did he get hacked or something? Yeah, Scooty's definitely not lost his touch, that's for sure. Yeah. R75MM in the chat saying, okay, Scooty, you can stop. The game's not going to crash today. Which is true. Game Boy Tetris does not have a glitch screen. There's no crash. The player will expire long before the game does off this one. So the only peak that we have yet that none of these players have hit is what happens with a line max out, which is 9,999 lines or 10,000 lines. Which is just a marathon at that point.
Yeah.
So that's the one pinnacle that we've yet to reach off that, but everything else we've kind of proven through Game Boy Tetris.
All right, so it looks like MJ has passed DLB, putting him in at least third. So now it's just a matter of if he can beat KRISKA or Scooty.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess technically Scooty did crash the game on this stream. That's why he's using the GBC. On his other Game Boy there, it kept malfunctioning and restarting on that in the cartridge. But so yeah, it can malfunction, but it won't crash because of being too good.
BlueScuti getting 111 lines after securing his seed.
Yeah.
Finishes his game at 508 lines.
And obviously, similar to NES Tetris, the rocket sequence doesn't change depending on how good you are post max out or anything like that. I believe after 250,000, you get the same rocket screen forever. And it's the bane of our existence having to wait for it as well.
It's only the bane if you did bad and you're waiting to
Yeah.
start your next run. If you did good, you just
250,000.
savor that rocket launch.
Yeah.
MJ on
As you
some
can
level
see,
20 play right now.
so you can see DLB playing on where it says there's a heart next to the 9. So that is 9 heart mode, which is what Scooty has the world record in at 3 million points. It just increases the speed, but the score does not go up from that. And MJ does top out at 605,980 points.
There we go. So that gives us our seed numbers here. We've got BlueScuti at seed number 1, EuroChrisKA at seed number 2, MJ at seed number 3, and DLB at seed number 4. So with that, we're going to have a 5-minute break, roughly, while we get set up here for our first round of play. Don't go away. We will be right back. And we are back.
We are back. Hi.
Hi. Transition that screen there. All right, so again, our seeds here are BlueScuti at seed number 1, EuroChrisKA at seed number 2, MJ at seed number 3, and DLB at seed number 4. So it will be BlueScuti versus DLB and EuroChrisKA versus MJ, as you can see on screen here.
This will be level 9 starts with a 300 line cap. So as opposed to the qualifiers where there was no line cap, they can max out. Here, they can try, but it's going to be super difficult to even get close to that. And they have to play competitively, so they're going to hopefully switch up the strategies and keep it exciting here for us, which I'm sure they'll do.
Scooty, yes, so we take whatever score you had at 300, so just try to halt as close to 300 as you can. So obviously if you get a Tetris at 299, we count that. Now, we're also doing best of 5s today, so you can see that each player by their name has 3 gray hearts. Their goal is to fill those gray hearts up with green hearts. So, if all the players are ready, they can give a thumbs up, and then we can get this underway. Got thumbs up from everybody, so they can start off the first round in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
So this is our All-Stars tournament. If you're just joining us now, they just did their qualifiers to determine their seeds. And these are the best of our tournament, of our Discord community. Which, if you want to join, I will put a link in the chat.
Furio 4299 there in the chat, cheering on MJ here.
Yeah, feel free to root for your favorite players. If you don't know which one's your favorite, then tune in and just kind of see how their play styles are, which one you like the best, and give them a thumbs up in the chat or a heart in the chat. MJ out the gate with 2 Tetrises already banked in. 24,000 with a third, bringing him up to 36 against EuroChrisKA. Tied up there, almost 38,000 EuroChrisKA's points. And up top, we got DLB banking a Tetris, kind of in a dig there. 12,000 points to Scuti's 36,702.
Cheeseburger having fun in the chat there. Loving the enthusiasm, Cheeseburger. EuroChrisKA going way high up already, his usual play style.
Oh yeah, stacks to ceiling Tetrises as they come.
Giving himself a bit of a line deficit there. Is just going to go for the Tetris off the hop. He can burn that out later if need be, and he's going to. With a dirty Tetris.
78,000 to MJ's 63. Up top, we got DLB playing very safely, very slowly. He knows who he's against, and he's not taking any chances. He wants to maximize all the potential of the scoring capability he can with this very carefully. Scuti's 54,000 to his 39,000 thus far.
And with a 300 line cap, efficiency really is the name of the game here. Because all these players can definitely hit that 300 lines, but it's a matter of how many Tetrises can you get in that time.
Yeah, this is definitely a tournament of the stackers here, and we definitely have the best of the best in our community, as you saw with qualifications there. All these players have won previous tournaments in our Discord community, which we have, or try to have bi-monthly on that. So GB Tetris is where we stream that on Twitch every couple months. If you want to tune in or compete with us, join the Discord and join in the fun. Now the music's fine.
Well, you're listening to it on the Discord.
All right. Yeah.
Not on the Twitch stream. Alright, Nell's saying that it's good balance, so we're good there.
Nice.
EuroChrisKA already at 168,000 points. Just playing like a beast. Already just about to hit level 7. Everybody else here on level 4. In terms of lines, of course. Everybody, of course, 9 starts.
Up top, we got a surprising lead. DLB, 101,000. Not far behind BlueScuti, bringing that back up. Tying it off at 108,000.
But a double Tetris will bring him up to 120,000, putting him 18,000 points ahead. Down on the bottom here, we have EuroChrisKA just passing the 200k mark. And that's to MJ's 118.
There's definitely a good mix of players pushing down versus those just playing it safe. Again, this is not qual, this is not PB. They have to play in a competitive sense. But some players just don't care. They know they got the capability and they trust that. And that's what saves them half the time too.
Yeah, that's the real benefit to having a best of 5 round compared to our usual best of 3s, is that you do have a little bit more room where if you have a bad game, it doesn't spell the absolute end of your tournament run.
Yeah, you can dial that aggression all over the place wherever it needs to be accordingly with that. We got MJ setting up a few dirty Tetrises here. He's been in a dig for quite a while off that. 124,000 to EuroChrisKA's 236,000.
And DLB with one of the stacks of all time here. Not looking great there. Does get that long bar over.
Triple. I didn't see him dance it though, so I don't know if it counts.
When you're that high up, it's you know, you got to put it to the side for just a second here, so there are more long bars to dance later.
We forgive you. I saw that one. Yeah, there you go.
Live to dance another day.
Yeah, he's clearing it out very nice. Perfect skims there, and he's banked his Tetrises at the bottom. He's just got to clear out that double.
That's given BlueScuti the chance to run away here with a 40,000 point lead. BlueScuti, though, doing some burns of his own.
Yeah, very efficient burns from both players. 173 BlueScuti to DLB's 136. Down
meanwhile, we have EuroChrisKA already on level 11. Now level 12.
So what the players are shooting for is 300,000 into level 10 transition, where the speed starts to increase. The speed will cap out at level 20. And again, it's a 300 line cap. So 100 lines after they transition to the top speed is what they'll have. And they have to do it efficiently. EuroChrisKA breaching the 300k mark now with 317 to MJ's 153, still clearing it out. MJ's got a lot of cleanup work to do, but he's playing it nice and safe, skimming as he goes along.
And up top here, we have BlueScuti just sitting at 198k, about to hit that 200k mark before transitioning to level 10. We have DLB here with 155,000 points. Nell's asking about perfect level 10 transition. I'm not too sure what the actual perfect score is. It is around 300k though.
Yeah, with pushdown, it kind of varies, but 300k is generally the standard for that. That's what you want to shoot for. Typically, you're on good pace if you get 250 to 280, and then the rest you can just make up as the score goes up with the level increase.
And a nice dirty little Tetris there from MJ as he's cleaning out his matrix. EuroChrisKA, though, already at 350,000 points, sitting on level 15 with that insanely fast play.
Yeah, 56 line differential there. So MJ can take his time. That looks like what he's doing. He's got a perfect stack here. That's what you want to see. Methodically getting Tetris after Tetris, keeping the burns clean. He was in quite a dig for the start there, but he worked it out, and now he's just cruising.
Oh, and we've got a top out here from EuroChrisKA.
355, 806. So Wait till the rocket to confirm that. MJ, keep chugging along there. But yeah, you can see, like I said, competitive play. You got your chance for aggression, but sometimes you got to dial it back. And EuroChrisKA is no holds barred right out the gate. He just goes for gold. And sometimes the RNG in this game is just so bad that you can't keep up with it, or it just bites you at the worst possible time. But it is just the first match, so it won't be a big issue. And MJ's got to make sure that he keeps clean and keeps it not too high on here.
That is a 355.806 for EuroChrisKA. So all MJ needs is 356,000 to take the first point.
And at level 12 speeds, he's got no problem doing that. Again, all these players are max out players, so nothing he can't handle.
Meanwhile, up top here, we've got BlueScuti at 296,000 compared to DLB's 218,000.
Scooty keeping it clean. DLB got a little bit of cleanup work going on. Very nice skimming work from DLB, though, I've noticed. He's very good at cleanup crew when he has to get on it.
Uncle Bobby White saying that most German parents are the level of top players, because in Germany, all the parents do is sit around playing Game Boy Tetris.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, like in this All-Stars Championship, we have 2 players from Germany. So they definitely yield some of the best players in the world.
And BlueScuti here about to hit 400k. He's sitting at 392,000 compared to DLB's 275,000 here, but is about 20 lines ahead.
Yeah, definitely got the push down. Breaking the 400k barrier, 413, 127 to DLB's 275, 276, 408. Very few burning having to be done by Scooty other than what's necessary, though. I know he went for it quite a few times, and sometimes that bites you, but other than that, he's got it on lock for the most part this game. But again, once level 20 hits, that's where things can go awry pretty quickly. MJ fast approaching the score he needs to take the round.
Just a little bit over 20k to go.
Yep. And at level 15 speeds, again, nothing he can't handle. He can just line it out if he wants, or he can go for that Tetris to clean it up. Looks like he's playing it safe. Yeah, you don't want to lose the first match against EuroChrisKA, because if you do, you're not going to breathe easy for a while. EuroChrisKA waiting with bated breath.
BlueScuti fast approaching level 20 transition. Nice Tetris there, bringing him up to 518,000. An excellent pace here.
Yep, that's the transition score you want to see. Similar to transitioning 500k in NES Tetris. That's
and he transitions with another Tetris, 542,000. Wow. But then quickly follows up with another level 20 Tetris up to 568k.
Meanwhile, DLB playing a little bit slower there, about 30 lines almost behind, 329,000. Ooh, setting up difficult tucks. It's going to cause some burning happen. Now, one thing to note is that this is the speed that Scooty feels more comfortable playing on. He really shines with that. He doesn't like the slower speeds at all. Like when he's playing at level 20 speeds, that's where he's most at home. He'll be working to clean it up real quick.
And with that triple there, MJ does take the first round against EuroChrisKA.
GG's, MJ.
MJ, you can top out.
We got the thumbs up from Kriska. He gave his homage in his score. MJ, go. He knew he was going to get that one. Very good camaraderie.
Well played from both players there, and when they're both ready, we can start off with their next round. Oh, and we do have a top out from
Oh,
DLB. So that does give BlueScuti his first heart as well. BlueScuti, you can top out.
as Scooty approaches 700,000. You definitely know what you're up against here. There's no question. And this is why this is the All-Stars match. GG's both players. And I think we could do a simultaneous startup here as all players get their scores up.
Absolutely.
We got triple GG's from BlueScuti's grandpa, who is tuning in today, as BlueScuti is playing on his mother's Game Boy Color, the original one he started in our community with, the one that started it all.
MJ naming his file GG Chris.
All right, looks like most players are getting ready to go here. If we could just get the thumbs up. We got one from Chris.
We got Scooty just naming his file here. GG's. Alright, we've got a thumbs up from Scooty there.
MJ cracking the knuckles, giving a thumbs up.
And we can
DLB,
start off the next round in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Tetris. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that in. And they are off.
A little bit of a stream interrupt there from Scooty, but it's okay. He's still going. Just a little bit of lag.
Thanks for everyone tuning in today. We don't do these too often, but thanks DLB for throwing this together. This is an all-stars match showcasing 40 years of Tetris on the one that started it all, the Gray Brick classic GBT Tetris.
Scooty with a bit of a misdrop there as he repositions his Game Boy Color. It slid a little.
Yeah.
It's sitting a little low there, but I'm sure he'll adjust it in a moment when he has the time.
Down at the bottom, we got a pretty much tied up there with EuroChrisKA, one Tetris ahead. 38,000 to MJ's 48, catching up, firing right back.
MJ was very high there for a little bit, but he got a couple Tetrises to take it down.
As to be expected, when you win that first one against a high-ranking player like EuroChrisKA, you want to dial up the aggression and just blitz him right off the hop. And that's what he's doing. 60,000, EuroChrisKA's 52, but it won't be long before he catches that up.
Scooty's grandpa in the chat saying Scooty's grandma is also here watching.
The whole Scooty clan came out to support him today. Thanks for coming, guys.
And we are officially over 100 viewers, as Furio's pointing out in the chat, for the love of the Gray Brick.
Yeah, welcome.
And that's just on Twitch. I'm not too sure what the viewership is on YouTube right now.
Yeah, wherever you are, welcome. If you do want to join and play in tournaments like this, we do this every couple months, and we do host the CTWCGB yearly World Championships as well. I'll post the Discord link in the chat, so if you want to join our community and play with these players, feel free to join. Up top, we got a bit of a tie here almost. It's been pretty neck and neck. We got DLB with 53,000 to Scooty's 46. Getting that center well Tetris slamming it back.
And down on the
below,
bottom, both players were
almost
sitting at 125 there.
DLB firing back 137, slamming out two Tetrises quickly to bring it up to 149.
That's EuroChrisKA.
Or EuroChrisKA.
The other German.
Yeah. Yeah, the countries playing today is Germany twice, Finland, and the United States of America. No Canadians, unfortunately. We're not there yet. We'll get there, though. I'm hoping to bring us there.
Nels, we also have the Atomic Purple Game Boy Color on screen here by Scooty.
Yes. I believe the Game Girl color is Atomic Purple, if I'm not mistaken, too. So shoutouts to that. Who bought the Scooty clan's first Game Boy is being asked in chat by Firo4299. So this Game Boy that Scooty's playing on is the OG, his mom's Game Boy, which she mentioned in a podcast, I forget how, I think from a relative, maybe an uncle or something, but that's the one she played on.
Yeah, she is confirming in chat that it was bought by her brother.
Oh, brother, okay.
So it was Scooty's uncle.
Scooty's uncle, yeah. Oh, yeah, so we have Scooty's mom in chat. So that is the OG one. Scooty played his first GB tournament on this and played in the CTWC GB on that same Game Boy, so it's got quite a bit of history on it. It's good to see it back. Obviously, we got Scooty's reflection showing his thoughts.
Little known fact here as well, Scooty's mom is actually a mathematical impossibility.
Yeah.
Given that
Down
she
below,
does divide by 0.
We got EuroChrisKA slamming out a Tetris for 241,000 to MJ's 178. Got a little bit of catch-up do with some good tucks there, keeping it methodical. No problems. Not many digs from any of the players right now, except for Scooty's center wells that he keeps going for. Quickly clears that out. Very close game up top, 140 Scooty to DLB 130.
Just absolutely dirty play here by Scooty, but he is getting the job done. EuroChrisKA here hitting 268,000 points to MJ's 204,000, but yeah, a little over 20 lines between them.
Yeah, MJ, I would say, has a little bit of a pace lead here. He's not pushing down too much, whereas ChrisKA, again, he's just hammering on the gas now that he knows what's at stake.
EuroChrisKA has one speed, and that speed is all of it.
Down. No matter what he's pressing down. We've got a dispute in the chat between the Scooty clan of the origins of the legendary Game Boy. They can't decide.
Well, it's BlueScuti technically had the first his grandpa had the first family Game Boy, which was a gray brick.
Yeah.
But after that one went down, then Scooty's uncle bought the Atomic Purple Game Boy Color, which is the titular Game Boy Color that Scooty uses.
Unbeknownst that it would one day make Game Boy Tetris history.
An excellent spin tuck there from MJ a few seconds ago.
Going for the dirty. Looks like he's going for the dirty. Yeah, you don't want to waste any Tetris on this, especially with the efficiency of the 300 line cap needed.
EuroChrisKA here sitting at level 13, 354,000.
Up top, pretty much neck and neck. DLB at 194 to Scooty's 186. Scooty getting a little bit of cleanup, having to switch his well transfer there. He's stacking opposite way.
Yeah,
do you want to put your well on the left?
Scooty ahead on points, but is at a fairly bad pace, being at 112 lines and only 200,000 points.
Yeah, that's particularly low, especially when you want to reach for about 300k in these. Down below, we got MJ pressing down a little bit, narrowing the line gap, but the score differential can't be questioned there. 266,000 MJ to EuroChrisKA's 432,000. Quite a commanding lead. But again, fast approaching. We do have the 300 line cap, so we'll see how that goes into level 20 speeds.
DLB just transitioning with 232,000. That's to Scooty's roughly 180 transition. So about a 50,000 point pace lead for DLB. But he is behind currently by about 20 to 30,000 points.
Gamer Z Play in the chat. Thanks for joining the Discord. If you want to compete with us or just learn everything there is to know about the original game that started at all GB Tetris, that's the place to be. We got all the best players in the world from all over the world. So if you want to get into that scene, best way to do it.
We do also host a Discord-wide scoreboard here for all of our players for their high scores.
Absolutely. If you want to work on your PB against the greats, that's how you can do it there.
Chris, over 500k now to
Wow.
MJ's 308.
About a 50-line differential between them. So MJ, he's got a perfect stack going. He can pull it off, but it's going to be really difficult because that's an amazing transitional score from EuroChrisKA.
EuroChrisKA still not transitioning as well over to the left. Playing it on the right side, even on level 20.
Scuti's been doing that too. When you get into the groove, it's hard to transition it back, especially... Oh, and Scuti will top out at 355, 138. DLB.
Oh, and a top out here from MJ at 316.
That will give the second round back to EuroChrisKA, tying it up at the bottom. EuroChrisKA. Get the thumbs up, and you can top out.
And we'll just wait here for a moment on the for the game of DLB versus Scuti here, see what happens before we start the next round, because it looks like we'll be able to do a simultaneous again. DLB just needs to shoot for that 356, so only 4,000 points to go.
Can he do it on level 13? Yeah, he can. No
yes, is the answer
yes,
to that.
Will he do it with a Tetris, though? And where's the long bar dancing? Gonna go for it. There it is.
And it looks like that triple. Yep, does bring him up to 357, bringing it to 1 point apiece for every player.
All tied up. This is what you want to see in the All-Stars match there. Throwing it back and forth. We got MJ putting not GG for that that blunder down below. We got Uncle Bobby White in the chat asking, when are we going to see the BlueScuti biopic, the greatest gamer story of all time? I don't know. I think we'll give him a few more years to maybe be older for that. You don't want to do a biopic with someone who's under 20.
There we go. And once all players are ready, they can give us a thumbs up on cam there. We got one from MJ and from ChrisKA. DLB. And Scuti giving me a ready in the chat there. So they can start off the round number 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So anyone's game, we did go with a best of 5, but it looks like we're down to a best of 3 technically at this point.
Yeah. Very interesting starts from DLB. He always starts it with a tuck on that to keep his stack sloped the way he wants, and it seems to work out for him.
It's a good way to start, honestly.
Yeah. If you can get the efficiency right away with those tucks or spins, if you're bold enough, then absolutely. He's got the nice double well burn going off there. Strategy I like to utilize all the time. MJ stacking towards the ceiling, not messing around with his pace on this game. Dual Tetris. 24,000 to EuroChrisKA, who gets his own Tetris, still putting the well on the opposite side of where it needs to be, but making it work with 26,000 points.
Yeah, there's definitely an argument to be had for comfort versus the efficiency of being able to get the piece over, if you're fast enough, comfort is really the way to go.
He might also just be mixing it up there. Maybe getting bored of those.
Yeah, EuroChrisKA is a bit what I like to call well agnostic. It doesn't matter where it is for him. It could be
It's going
column
there.
6. Doesn't matter.
Up top, pretty quick lead from Scooty, 63,000 to DLB's 38. Bit of a line differential there, though. Scooty pressing down way more. We'll see more of that later on in the match. EuroChrisKA up to the ceiling, just slamming down. Still not transitioning as well. Most players would have by this point. 30 lines in already. And here's where it gets a little spicy, because now if he hits a drought, if he makes it work and gets that long bar, perfect timing, bringing his score up to 58,000. To MJ, still in lead, 61,000. Keeping it slow and steady over there with the left well column.
BlueScuti already passed 100k at 36 lines, so Scooty playing with some excellent efficiency here.
Yeah. DLB still mixing it with the tucks. Working for him, though, because he keeps that double well clean. Dancing the long bar over 4 Tetris, bringing it up to 75k.
Yeah, we talked about Scooty's transition last round, and now he's just gunning for optimal efficiency here. 124,000 at only 44 lines.
Yeah.
And then slamming down another Tetris, making it 136. That is to DLB's 75k.
We do have the 300 line cap for this tournament here, so they have to play it as proficient as possible. We're definitely seeing that. EuroChrisKA breaking 100k with 112,000. Still going on the right side for Tetrises to MJ's 77,000. Bit of a dig there and a lot of cleanup. MJ slam out the dirty Tetris. He does get it. That'll bring him up to 89,000.
DLB coming with some efficiency of his own here. About to hit, yeah, just passing 100k here at 40 lines. Doing it with some pushdown points at that.
Yeah, as I mentioned, we'll see the line differential much later in the game where it'll go towards the 50-60 line differential. Scooty only pushing down. He wants those pushdown points because he know he can get out of those jams. DLB keeping it
Nice
methodical, keeping it clean.
Dirty Tetris there by BlueScuti. And Scooty passing his transition from last round at 72 lines.
$200,000 Scooties at 77 lines. Again, they're shooting for 300k. That's damn near a perfect score on that for pace-wise. So if they can
In
get
tournament play, 250 is most often what you're aiming for.
Yeah, respectable off that. Some players just go ham, which again, if you're on an amazing pace, you want to keep that up, especially with the 300 line cap. That's going to help you if you run into a drought or any kind of issues in those level 20 speeds, especially. MJ down below, keeping it clean. Stack, I couldn't imagine a better stack with this. It's got a perfect double well, right high, waiting for those long bars as they come. He'll get the Tetrises when he needs them.
EuroChrisKA transitioning at 183,000 there. Not optimal, and with a very dirty board here, he is going to have to play cleanup for quite a while.
Yeah, it's looking like some B game up there. Skims it out very nicely, though.
Scooty still keeping up with that excellent pace here. 250k at 96 lines.
He's banking the Tetris. There it is. And he will transition with a score of 263,000 to DLB. 30 lines behind now at 175. Waiting on his own Tetris. Down below, it looks like KRISKA is going to try to transition as well. After the score transition there, back over to left. Yep, looks like he's going for it. Or just going for center Tetrises again. Yep. But will he switch it over? He's got 232,000. MJ's 139,000.
Nice L tuck there by MJ as well. Nice S tuck there by EuroChrisKA. Going back into cleanup mode here for just a moment.
Speaking of cleanup mode, we got Kriska in a bit of a dig down there, trying to solve it out with some dirty Tetrises if he can. Definitely banking him, but he's in a bit of a drought right now. And with that nice T-tuck, he's going to clear it all out with that Tetris. 270,000 EuroChrisKA to MJ's 178.
Meanwhile, up top, we've got Scooty, 128 lines hitting 331,000. That's to DLB's current 227k. DLB still heading towards transition. Bit of a misdrop on that T block is going to spell some trouble later.
Nice burn, though. Waiting on that bank Tetris. Going to get a little bit harder now. Going to have to set up quite a few tucks with a couple of digs. But he will transition with 241,000. Respectable pace. Scooty's stacking like a madman over there. Oh,
ooh, misdrop on that L.
Gonna have to clean it up to get those bank Tetris at the bottom. At level 13,
and he does top out. 364,420 points there. BlueScuti saying, meh, should have lived that. Yeah, Scooty's stream has been a little bit laggy, but we can still see the play.
Couldn't rotate the pieces, he said. Yeah, he wasn't planning on playing on the OG Game Boy today, I don't think. There was a technical malfunction with the cart, so he kind of had to go to it as a resort. But it's good he still has that.
Oh, Scooty, we do need to see the final score there. That is 364,000. So we need 365 here for DLB to take it.
There we go.
Yeah, 364,420. Excellent.
DLB quickly.
And Scooty, if you're having trouble with piece rotations, you can work on that in between the match here while DLB is trying to get that last 100,000. If it's a button malfunction or something. Meanwhile, down on the bottom here, we have EuroChrisKA gunning for that level 20 transition, sitting at 454,000 points here. And that's to MJ's current 306, but about a 60-line difference between the two.
Yeah, not a bad pace from MJ. Utilizing that double well strat, whereas EuroChrisKA just slamming it down wherever it'll go and then just taking the Tetrises as he sets them up, wherever he sets them up. Into his level 20 speeds now. 462 to MJ's 308. But MJ just kind of pressing along and getting those Tetrises where they come.
Nicolette Babette turning on the Chris alarm in the chat.
Chris is on fire. A sigh of relief with that dirty Tetris. He still needs to clear it out though in his column. Again, level 20, even for these top ranked players.
Ooh, misdrop on that T block.
Oh, will this be it? Yep,
and he does top out
499,000.
So 500k for MJ to take another point here.
MJ chugging along there. He's still got a great stack. He's had very few digs this whole time. Playing it nice and clean, nice and slow. He knows as the levels go on, he doesn't have to play as aggressive. He can just rely on those high score Tetrises. He does have the 300 line cap if he hits any droughts or gets in any trouble. Banking the Tetrises, and there it is. Bringing it up to 357. Taking the triples where he needs. 40 lines away from level 20 transition. I'm going to be up to a high. Up top, we got DLB fast approaching for the round win.
At DLB,
Also-
just 14,000 points here to go. Just needs 365,000 points.
Lining it out, possible for the second well column Tetris. Just seems to be lining it out. Safe play at this point.
MJ choosing to transfer his well here to the left. At these level 17 speeds, not a bad choice. Wanting to play it safe to that 500k.
Yeah, he's still got a ways to go. Question is if he wants to reach for the 500k in the level 20 speeds, playing it safe all the while, or if he just wants to dial up the aggression and get it done quick. Choosing the safe route, can't blame him. That Tetris should push him past. Yep, 407k. He's within the 100k barrier there. Ooh, didn't utilize that double long bar to get that Tetris. Not a big issue though.
And with that Tetris there, DLB will take his second point.
GG, DLB. Feel free to top it anytime.
And Scooty, are you having technical issues with your buttons? I know that you said you couldn't rotate there. Okay, so he's not having technical issues. Okay. And if we can get a Game Boy restart from you, Scooty, there, just to clear your scoreboard.
Down below, we've got MJ, who just transitioned to level 20 speeds, highest speeds now. Still about 50,000 points he needs to go.
Yeah, just needs to hit 500k. Anything over 500 will do.
Keeping his stack nice and low. Not too many problems. He's not relying on RNG at this point. Taking the lines where they come.
Also, just want to give a shout out to Scooty's Pac-Man mouse mat there.
Yes.
There we go. And just 40,000 points here to go from MJ, but we can get the top started off if both players are ready. Got a thumbs up there from DLB.
Waiting on Scooty to get to level 9 screen. Got a thumbs up from Scooty. He's just verifying his buttons. Oh, no, never mind. There we go.
There we
Okay,
are.
so thumbs
All
up
right.
to both players.
They can start off their possibly final round in 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Tetris.
Tetris.
Scooty has a bit of stream delay going on there, so just be aware of that.
MJ fast approaching what he needs. Anything over 500 will do it. He's at 486, lining it out. Couple doubles and maybe a triple will do it. See his hand shaking.
I'm just going to give a bit of a refresh on Scooty's stream here.
MJ. Oh, we got a little bit of stream lag from MJ too. There we go.
Yeah,
Now
it
it's
looks
back.
like when I refreshed Scooty, everybody refreshed there.
Okay. So here it comes for MJ. 495, 496. A few more lines. He's got the pieces he needs. ZS burst. 498. Is he going to do it with a double? No way he's going to. Oh.
And that does
There it
bring him
is.
to 500,000 points.
Wow. GG MJ. Finishing it off with a Tetris on level 20. Nice.
Match point for MJ and for DLB at this point. So we will need resets from both MJ and EuroChrisKA. EuroChrisKA, of course, already resetting, just to clear those scoreboards out for us. Meanwhile, up top, DLB not off to a great start here. 11 lines in, sitting at 4,900 points. Looking like he's playing a game of B-type.
Yeah, in contrast to last round where he had almost no digs. See how he does this one.
So KrisKA sitting at match point here. The pressure is on for him.
MJ dusting off his Game Boy with his Rick and Morty t-shirt there.
And if both players at the bottom are ready, MJ and KrisKA, could we get a thumbs up? We get a thumbs up from KrisKA immediately. A little bit of a Rick and Morty show off there from MJ.
And we got the beautiful wood panel Game Boy. If you see that ever in the chat, it gives it the smooch there. That's EuroChrisKA's trademark DMG. We say take it back to the grave, Rick. He took it back even further and just went with a wooden Game Boy.
I think people would have paid a lot of money for a wood grain Game Boy back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Nice veneer finish. Ooh. Got a thumbs up from MJ.
There we go. And they can start off in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Tetris. Yes. Up top, we got about a 19-line lead, Scooty, with a score lead, 120,000 to 41 lines and only 18,000. We've had a dig going from DLB for quite a while, but he's almost out of it now.
Yeah,
He's really gonna have to
DLB's
pick it up.
still at 20,000 points at 46 lines. Is going to have to work some magic here in order to get his score up by 300 lines.
Now he's got the match lead, so he could use that to dial up the level 20 aggression. He's done it before. Will he do it against Scooty, though? Scooty's a formidable foe.
Uncle Bobby White in the YouTube chat there saying, retro gaming will never die. It certainly won't.
No way.
I still play my Game Boy, got a CRT television 2 feet away from me, with my PlayStation 2 hooked up to it, and my N64.
Yeah, and if you want to join us, like I said, we do have almost 400 members in our Discord. We organize these tournaments just like this. This is the All-Stars, so you can play with these members. We do the CTW CGB once a year on the same channel. So if you want to get in that action, just join our Discord. I'll post it in the chat. And if you're on YouTube, you can just use the link in the center of the screen, tinyurl.com/GB-Tetris.
MJ here playing quite high up, has a bit of burning out to do.
Very
Clear
dangerous.
out as well. No place for that O block.
Couple lucky long bars though, but
This is giving EuroChrisKA, of course, the time he needs to build an early
no.
lead here, sitting at 83,000.
Even the best players might not be able to get out of this. MJ's in trouble.
Yeah, the question being, and
That will
MJ
do it.
topping out,
2,000 points.
giving EuroChrisKA the match. Just one game left between those two players.
Wow.
EuroChrisKA, you can top out.
Disappointing.
A sub 100k point for EuroChrisKA.
Like I said, these are all max out players, but when it comes down to the competition, you gotta switch up your strategies. It's not the same game. And that shows it right here. Like I said, even the best of the players, you gotta keep it fresh and you gotta keep it adaptive.
Looks like we have a game between EuroChrisKA and MJ that starts with D and ends with Cider.
GG, boys.
Meanwhile, up top here, BlueScuti was transitioning around the 250k mark there. I didn't see the exact score, but he is currently sitting at 276 to DLB's 99,000. DLB's still at 85 lines. Is starting to pull up that score a little bit.
Yeah, he's cleaned up his board, so if he can get only Tetrises for quite a while, then he can bring it back, but it's going to be really tricky.
Furio in the chat saying it's the DMG Cider.
Very nice.
And when both players on the bottom are ready, if we can get a thumbs up, we got a heart there from EuroChrisKA.
Yeah. Having lots of fun.
And
don't
MJ
pour
saying,
cider on the Game Boy.
"Don't pour cider on his Game Boy, please. It'll get all sticky."
You see MJ playing on the original Play It Loud Pine Green DMG Game Boy.
And when we get a ready up from, oh, and he's got the original gray there.
Yeah, just to make sure, just to say, yep, I got that too. Oh, he's got to put the screen protector on it, though.
Putting the window back on.
Yep, there we go. All right, if both players are ready, then we can get this shindig going here.
MJ just cracking the knuckles there for the D-Cider match.
All right.
And we've got transition here from DLB at 117,000. Lowest transition of the day so far.
Yeah.
Scooty, meanwhile, up at 331k, now at 349k.
That might be the point of weakness Scooty was looking for on that. Not that he needs it, but it's definitely going to help him.
And down on the bottom, we can get the next match started off in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Tetris.
Somewhere out there, there's somebody with that as their ringtone.
EuroChrisKA going again with the right side column. I'm not sure why he's doing that. I don't know if he's done that in our competitions before, if there's a reason. There probably is. He's nodding his head.
It's just comfort, I believe.
Okay.
He just likes it over there more.
Up top, we got Scooty in a bit of a awkward dig there, getting a ZO block burst.
Pascal correcting you in the chat on the Game Boy, the Play It Loud Game Boy. It's gorgeous green.
Gorgeous green. Okay, my mistake.
Bit messy board again here from MJ early on.
Yeah.
Hoping not to have a repeat. Quick rotate there on that S piece, but does top out at 13,337, giving EuroChrisKA the win.
Ends it with a lead score. That's, hey, sometimes in these competitions, even the All-Stars, that is the way the cookie crumbles. These players know it all too well, and this is just an example. I'm sure MJ will want his vengeance in our next Discord tourney, which if you do want to join us, I'll post the link in the chat. Because we do have
MJ
those...
shaking his head, that poor man. EuroChrisKA, you can top out anytime you like, but take your time, as you have won the game. EuroChrisKA shaking his head, disappointed.
Yeah.
Was looking for more of a fight than that.
Yeah.
He's shaking his own hand, but
hey, it happens.
He's shaking MJ's hand in spirit.
Yep. Y5.
We've got MJ apologizing to EuroChrisKA in the chat for the bad performance.
It just goes to show, like I said, if you're a new player, even the top contenders, this game is ruthless. This port is probably the most ruthless port, and it takes that level of skill and adaptation, especially if you're competing, to get through it.
And we've got a 448,000 point transition here by BlueScuti at level 20. DLB has his work cut out for him here.
Oh yeah.
Only 152 lines left for DLB.
Yeah, not great transitional scores. He's been contending with that the whole time.
Ooh, bit of a misdrop on that Z piece as well. Yeah, MJ's final score here is very elite.
Yeah.
One extra 3 in there. BlueScuti now past 500k. So it's looking like the game up top is going to end in a D-sider as well.
567.
Oh, and a top out from DLB here will give BlueScuti the point.
Bringing it back. Back-to-back deciders, let's go, says Nels in the chat. And we can transition it over. There we go. Perfect.
Transitioning to a 2-player.
BlueScuti's grandpa showing love with all the custom emojis of BlueScuti in the chat. Love it.
Yeah, I'm loving the family support here from BlueScuti's family. We've got a ready from BlueScuti. DLB has stepped away for just a moment here.
So, Scooty, I gotta ask, do you think you'll be playing in CTWCGB this year?
It's usually in May.
Yeah, May 2025, it's looking like. Don't know, maybe. Okay. Fair enough. Hey, stretch out the muscles, get back in the groove, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, we've got a strong maybe from Scooty for CTWC 2025.
Definitely 100% maybe.
A definite maybe.
15 stars. Yeah, we might mix it up. We're trying different things with that. So, like I said, who knows? We'll go as we go along. But like I said, if you're interested, definitely jump in there.
All right, both players are ready for the next round here, so they can start off in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Tetris.
So we're going to see who's going to be facing off against EuroChrisKA here in the final round. MJ unfortunately had a solid start, got 2 hearts, but was not able to take it all the way there with a couple of early top outs at the end.
Thanks for the raid, Tetris Wars. Welcome if you're new here. We're just having our All-Stars tournament. The best of our community players.
Welcome to all the raiders. My name is Taylor. Joining me for commentary is Andrew. I'm Process Kibbles in the chat if you happen to see me. We're currently finishing off the semifinal round here. We have BlueScuti versus DLB on match point in their best of 5. Just so that you're clear on the rules, it is level 9 starts with a 300 line cap. Toka Pietris there saying, left well, interesting. Yes, the pieces on Game Boy bias towards the left.
Yeah, this is a mirrored version essentially of NES Tetris, so they have to accommodate for that. And it's also a smaller playing field. No spawn animation in the top as well. You'll see a bunch of different nuance differences, and the speed does cap out at level 20 speed. If you're new to the scene, we do host these tournaments usually bi-monthly as friendly tournaments. We also do the CTWCGB, which is the yearly championship, world championship event, of which all these players have competed in before. We love new players, so if you want to join us, or if you want to buy the t-shirt, I'll post that in the chat. Give me the score. DLB running into a bit of a pickle there again. Similar as to before. 24 lines in, only 10,000 score, but still dancing that long bar, banking those Tetrises and starting to pay off. 22,000 to Scuti's 88,000.
Abamacha in the chat, they're gifting subs to people. Thank you very much.
And we also, MJ pointed out, we do have a Tetris League as well that we do, like I said, so in the off season, or if you're just taking a break from NES Tetris, whatever you want to do, we always got something going on in the community.
Scuti already passing 100,000 points here. Currently sitting at 114,000 at 48 lines. Meanwhile, DLB sitting at 35k, a little bit behind on the pace.
The stack's looking much better though. Got that beautiful stack. Burning right where he needs to, looking good. Scuti with a long bar dependency quite high up. Nothing he can't really get out of, but it could spell disaster if he gets a drought. And RNG in GB Tetris is much more brutal than NES. Very good skimming from Scuti.
Mr. Phoenix saying he alternates wells when he plays. It's good to have that kind of flexibility.
Yes. Yeah, you can alternate the wells so long as, like I say, you don't get into too many burn situations. You could do it to avoid those, and sometimes you have to. But typically you want to keep it to the left well.
Scuti playing cleanup here, giving DLB a chance to catch up on score.
And he's taking that advantage. 85,000 to Scuti's 119. Catching it up very quick. Very methodical play.
Steel's there, Steel CE, saying lo-fi girl synthwave radio moment. He's caught me.
Yeah.
I do not vet the music. I just throw on
You
some
got
copyright-free
son.
synthwave.
Yeah.
Call it a day. I've got my cyan and magenta RGB going on my keyboard, my PC, and my Nano Leafs.
Yeah. Bring on the vaporwave. Yeah, this is when we do stuff like this, it's almost entirely volunteer based. So DLB, actually the one who's playing right now, he set this up, and thank you very much, DLB, for we're trying to do stuff like this to raise awareness for the community. So like I said, if you want to join us, get in the Discord, we'll help you out, and you can compete with these players too.
Yeah, special thanks especially to DLB for coming up with the invitational and organizing it here.
Yeah,
Doing
40
all
years
the
of Tetris.
doing all the legwork so that I can just show up and commentate.
Yeah.
And we have BlueScuti here sitting at 162,000 points, 88 lines, compared to DLB's 125,000 at 73 lines. So the pace getting closer, but DLB still a little bit behind in pace.
Yeah, not a huge line differential compared to other matches they've had today. But it is getting there. And like I said, once the level speed increases naturally, we'll see that from Scooty there. And this is the decider match, so DLB dialing up the aggression, still pushing down. Scooty will transition with a score of 200,720 points, almost even there. Again, the score you want to shoot for is somewhere around 300,000 or as close to as possible. Competitive setting, it's about 250 to 280k if you can get it. But again, you don't want to play too high up, and RNG and GB Tetris, the original one, is just the worst of the worst. DLB dancing that long bar for follow-up Tetris 152. Very fast, catching up. Great pace right now in contrast to Scooty's line score.
Well, we'll see what DLB's transition is here. I suspect it's going to be below. Yeah, mathematically, I think it has to be below 200k.
Yeah, right around the same. He can make it right around the same as Scooty's.
Well, Scooty's was at 200, if I recall.
200K. Yeah. Oh, right, 12,000 per. He won't be far off, though. Not terrible pace. Getting only Tetrises, he's making it happen.
Yeah, it looks like he will be able to be
more.
one Tetris behind on the transition there.
Just on the mark. But a very, very clean board. Same with Scooty right now. Slamming out those Tetris after Tetris. 273,000. Getting that commanding lead. But again, he's got his finger glued to the push now at this point. Scooty is one of the players who is more comfortable at the higher speeds. He struggles with the slow speeds. He wants it sped up.
And there we go. We do have transition here from DLB. That'll be 189. And that's to BlueScuti's current 291. 100,000 point lead here for BlueScuti.
Yeah. He's got to keep up with the efficiency. Dancing the long bars, even when it's not for a Tetris. You got to admire this guy's devotion. It's nice to see you can kind of build your character in this community too, of what your niche is, and find that how you are as a player. So it's always great to see what kind of characters come out of the woodworks when we see the new players.
Yeah. BlueScuti still pushing down here at level 14. Now sitting at 328,000 to DLB's 216.
Very, very respectable pace right now for Scooty. Makes it work. DLB is not very far behind though. He's very minimal burns. He's got a lot of Tetrises that he's banking. Utilizing that poor RNG.
Trying to catch up on that pace is going to be difficult. Setting himself up for a T-tuck there.
Yeah, nice. Or a spin. Yep, he's got the spin. Nice. Especially when you got the slower speed to accommodate. You want to try little tricks of the trade like that. Utilizing a double L right now, waiting on either a J or an L piece, or a T piece in this case, get Tetris ready.
Manages to keep optimal slope there.
Wow. Amazing slope. Waiting patiently, and it paid off. Quick single burn, another Tetris bank. He's going to get it. But BlueScuti, level 17, 428,000 points. You want to shoot around the 500k for your level 20 transition where the speed tops out. It can get no faster than that, but they'll only have 100 lines. We have a 300 line cap to do it.
Which means that if Scooty does keep up the level of efficiency that he's been showing, he might mathematically just disable DLB from being able to win.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can blitz your opponent like that, right out of the gate, right off the hop, leaving him no room to bring it back, then, like I said, that's why this is the All-Stars match, because players have the capability. They can try that.
Mari calling out Scooty's head in the reflection. You can see the focus on this young man's face here.
This goes back to our very first tournament. These two players, I believe, played against each other in our Discord friendlies tournament that we do every couple months. And he had that setup. He's got his mom's Atomic Purple original Game Boy Color, the one he started playing in our community with. Taking it back to the basics, 40 years of Tetris, and that's how he plays Homage. He wanted to go on the fancy fan-dangled one, but didn't play too nice with that old...
Bit of a level 20 misdrop there by Scooty, but does manage to get a line around it.
Yep, going for the center right column Tetris, and there it is. 570,000 to DLB's 304,000. DLB, again, later on in the match, a big line differential between them. But he's really got to be careful at this, but also really efficient if he's got to keep up with Scooty.
Scooty's board starting to get dangerously high here. About midway up the board with no piece entry delay. It's going to be difficult.
A couple lucky pieces there. You wouldn't think so with the ZS burst, but it worked in his favor. Scooty just clearing him out as he goes with those last microsecond adjustments. You can't blink faster than he makes those moves sometimes.
I'm amazed that he's surviving this high up on 20 play.
Yeah. Any other player would be dead meat by now.
Luckily on the Game Boy, you do have that longer line clear delay, but you have no piece entry delay whatsoever. Ooh, bad time to get that Z blocking as well as he gets two line pieces.
Oh, a Z O block.
And he does top out at 592,000. Leaving some room here for DLB to catch up.
Yeah, DLB can't mess around at this point. This is the decider.
DLB, meanwhile, with a perfect stack here, sitting at 351,000 points, does need 593,000 to win.
Ari in the chat saying that Z burst with the O blocks was awful. I agree. It just shows how brutal the RNG in this game is, especially at those high speeds. And he was stacking to the ceiling as he always does, but sometimes there's RNG placements that even Scooty can't get out of, and it bites you sometimes. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, those OZ bursts can easily be the death of you, and it looks like today BlueScuti was not the Wizard of Oz.
No. See what you did there.
So DLB does need precisely 593,000 points. Even 592,500 would do it. This is going to require some expert level 20 play here by DLB. He can definitely do it. It's just a matter of if he will or not on this run.
200k post level 20 is definitely high tier play. He can do it, but in a competitive setting, when the pressure's on, it's a whole different game. And we've seen that multiple times today. So if he can really focus, he can get it done. It's not out of the realm of his skill capability. He's banking for the Tetrises. Nice skim there. Oh, he lost his Tetris ready bank at the bottom. Can he build it back up? And there's the transition. 400,000 even to a 1 points. Ooh, he's going to have to opt for that triple there. Again, he needs just under 200K, and he's only got 94 lines to do it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to make a few level 20 Tetrises in order
Yeah.
to get up to that 593,000 from where he is right now.
Not sure what his strategy is right now. I don't know if he's... I think he's just focusing on survival until he can get cleaned up the way he wants it situated. He might not have the time to do that, though.
Yeah, right now you're looking for board manipulation to get things comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, the doubles and triples will help, but there's only so much they can do. This might be a photo finish. Yeah, he's got to start planning. He's got the board placement right now to do it. A couple single burns.
Does opt for the triple.
Again, at this point, I'd be focusing on maybe getting that double weld there. He's got the right high the way he needs it. He can get it here. Oh, had to waste it. Oh no,
Ooh, and a bit of a bad drop there.
Oh no!
And he does top out.
31 with a top out, giving it to Scooty.
Does not make the chase down today.
Very difficult.
Scooty, give that man his third heart. So it looks like in the finals, we will have BlueScuti versus EuroChrisKA. We will be back in just a few minutes. GG's to both DLB and the MJ. And we are back. Hepta saying the blowing out cartridges was a little controversial, so I switched to loading game. But we are back here ready for the finals. BlueScuti versus EuroChrisKA.
L's in the chat saying we better see max outs in this final. Again, there is a 300 line cap, so maybe, but probably not.
There we go. So we are ready here, and when we get a thumbs up from both players, we can get started with the final round here. Best of 5, level 9 starts, 300 line cap. We got a thumbs up from EuroChrisKA. And a GL-Chriska in the chat from Scooty here. And we can start off the match here in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Tetris. Once again, Kriska starting with that right well Tetris setup on that again. Not sure. I think I forgot to ask him why he did it. He probably told me before, but yeah, not the way you want to do it, but the way he's doing it. Again, not working against him, but overall, the standard is you want your well on the left. He's shaking his head like I'm crazy. He's like, yeah, I'm doing it. What are you gonna do about it, commentator? I'm gonna play how I want.
Kriska shaking his head. I don't see you getting second place in CTWC.
That's exactly the look. I know. Yeah, you're watching. Always watching. Yeah, you got me, man.
See, this is the joy of being always the commentator. Nobody can talk shit about my play.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever seen me play.
I just do that when we're off microphone.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're the only one who's actually seen me play Tetris.
Yes. It's personal when I do it.
Yeah, you know how bad I am.
Right away, a little bit of a lead. Scooty 60,000, EuroChris is 51. Firing back to bring that ahead. An interesting board from Scooty. I think he's setting up maybe a couple dirties or something, center well possibly, but see how well it works for him. Very clean, albeit strange stack from EuroChrisKA, but again, his thumb's glued to the push down button, so what more can you give the man? GamerZ played 725 in the chat saying, "Oh my God, GB screwed up my NES play so much." That's true. When you transition or try to switch between the two, it's problematic to say the least, and to get back in the groove very hard. So players like Scooty, who are primarily NES players, it can be a challenge getting back into it if you haven't done it for a while. Definitely making it work though.
Goody with a bit of a messed up stack there. He's going to need to burn
Yeah.
it out, sitting at 70,000 points. This is to EuroChrisKA's
Dirty Tetris.
117k as he slots in that dirty Tetris.
As MJ pointed out in the chat, EuroChrisKA way more at home with these higher speeds. That's why he's constantly pushing down like that. He wants the higher speed, even if he's got to start lower. But we've also seen from Scooty the complaints that it's just too slow, both these players. So once we get into level 20 speed, that's where they're right at home.
Yeah, Scooty would
now
much
it's just
rather
warm-up.
level 15 starts. Which if we had working mods on the Game Boy there, we could have the players do, but not all the players had functional mod ROMs.
Yeah, I have to saying how blowing at the cartridges, as it turns out, is damaging to them, despite the fact that everybody did it.
I still
So
do
that's
it to
why.
this day.
Yeah,
I mean, the moisture
it's-
can cause a bit of a problem, but
It's a placebo effect, so
it's not really a placebo effect. It definitely functions. Like, it works. Just over time, the moisture does corrode the contacts, but you can just clean those.
the dopamine rush you get from blowing out that cartridge, and it happens to work after that. It's just incomparable. Tony pointing out we could do heart mode starts. Yes, there is heart mode. We may consider that for the competitions coming up. Possible CTWC GB. We might have to put that to a community vote because as we move forward here, we notice these top tier players, they just don't play on the slower speeds like the new players do. So it's kind of finding that balance we need to get to.
EuroChrisKA almost at transition already to level 10.
Yeah, blink and he's already almost transitioned there. Does it with a Tetris though, and that will bring him up to 195 to Scooty's 132. Still looking questionable on the board. They're both pushing down. Scooty going for that bottom column Tetris there, but interesting cleanup stack at the top.
Nell's asking in the chat what you use to clean out the contacts on cartridges. The best thing to use is 99% isopropyl alcohol.
Okay.
Electrical contact cleaner is not actually what you want to use because that does leave a filmy residue.
Yeah, almost pure 99% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. That's what I use on that, and it evaporates the quickest, I find.
Yeah, you can use 70% iso alcohol as well, but then you have to definitely wait for quite a while before using the cartridge, as there will still be some moisture. So 99% is the best, as it evaporates fairly quickly.
EuroChrisKA in a bit of a, or was in a bit of a bind at the top now, clearing it out, waiting on that bank Tetris at the bottom, and this will clear it out. 215,000 to Scooty's 160,000, waiting on the transition to get those bank Tetrises below.
Scooty looking to do some burns himself, will need a line, does decide to just shove a J there right before the line comes.
Yeah. Fortunate T-piece right there will help. And Scooty transitions into 164,000 to EuroChrisKA's 248,000 now.
Yeah, both players with relatively low transitions here on this first match. Scooty playing up very high, does slide that T-piece over a little more than he wanted to, but manages to clean it up.
Almost 3 Tetrises bank now. That'll do it, and there it is. Bringing him up to almost 200,000. EuroChrisKA not letting off the gas at all. But he has transitioned it back over to the left side. Now, again, I think that's a methodical approach. He was doing a couple center wells before. Now he's just keeping it by the book.
And a 100,000 point lead almost there for EuroChrisKA, sitting at
Yes.
319k, about 20 lines ahead. EuroChrisKA getting quite the Z burst there. Just pile them all on top. Is set up for a dirty Tetris.
Yeah, those dirty center wells are EuroChrisKA's bread and butter, and they almost always pay off. He knows it too. Scooty doing a bit of digging there. Hasn't got too many dirties, but he's kept it mostly clean. He's just getting some not great piece RNG right now. Making it work though. Bridging the gap, 300,000 to 386, which seems like a large one, but for someone like Scooty, it's not that big of a deal.
Especially with 20 lines in between them, 80,000 points isn't a whole lot to make out.
Mr. Phoenix looks like in the YouTube chat saying, looking dangerous there, Scooty. This is nothing. So this guy plays...
That was from a little bit ago.
Yeah.
When
This guy
Scooty
plays-
was playing up at like 16 high.
Yeah, 16, 18 column high. He's right at home.
Well, 18 is the top of the matrix on Game Boy.
I stand by.
Scooty can do it.
Dias Allure, welcome. Yeah, we do these periodically. This is an All-Stars match celebrating 40 years of Tetris, bringing it back to the gray brick on the original Game Boy. You can kind of see these are our top All-Star players duking it out right now.
35 years ago, this game was released on Game Boy.
Yeah, this game specifically is as old as I am.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older, but
Yeah, it'll be a full 35 years on December 22nd.
yeah, this one, as Dias Allure says, is everybody had the gray brick, or at least has tried it at some point, or some variant of this version. So, yeah, this one is, like I said, we're trying to take it back. 40 years of Tetris, raise the awareness to all the platforms, but this is the one that we work with. It feels old.
Oh, it looks like actually it was August 1989 that it released.
Oh, I'm still older by a couple weeks. Yeah, because NES I think was November or December of '89.
But not older than the Japan release.
No,
The
no,
June
Japan's got me on that
14th.
one.
Yeah,
Oof.
June 14th in Japan.
Okay, so maybe Pops could have been playing at it if he was in Japan. So we got EuroChrisKA transition now, and he's at 464,000 points to BlueScuti, who's well caught up at 439,000, also transition now. About a 20 line differential between the two. This is where it gets clutch. They only have 100 lines post transition to get this. They have to be efficient, and they have to play to what the other is doing.
Yeah, currently neck and neck here. We've got EuroChrisKA with 473,000 to BlueScuti's 467. Wow. We've got Dias Allure in the chat pointing out the line clear is so slow. That definitely helps on level 20 play because there is no piece entry delay, and the matrix is too shorter than in the NES version.
Yep. The RNG is also much worse on this version programmed, so you have to work with whatever advantage it give you, and there's not many.
And it looks like Scooty just passed 500,000 points there.
Nice.
Bear in mind, he is 20 lines behind EuroChrisKA, so an excellent pace lead here heading towards the 300 line cap.
Got a bit of a dirtier board, but KRISKA is working immaculate over there. He's going to take every Tetris it gives to him.
Yeah, EuroChrisKA's gonna need a couple Tetrises to get the pace back here.
Yep. getting in the groove.
516,000 is now ahead on score.
Oh, and a bit of a long bar misdrop from Scooty there. That's going to be quite a bit of cleanup.
Yeah, he's gonna have to burn that, because there's no way to get anything under it, especially now that it's blocked.
Interested to see how he skims this out. So with the double, single with the T. Beautiful opening. Might go for the center wheel Tetris. And he is.
He does, and he gets it,
Right
bringing him
call.
up to 540,000 points.
10,000 behind DLB. But still that line differential. He can take it with the line pace advantage here if he plays his cards right.
10,000 behind KRISKA, not DLB.
KRISKA's. Germany, man. There's too many good players in Germany.
And EuroChrisKA, 275 lines, 583,000 points here. BlueScuti still with 50 lines, though, has the pace lead. Gonna need some Tetrises here from EuroChrisKA before that 300 line cap.
Yeah. And it is coming up, so I'm gonna get my print screen ready. Looking like it's gonna be a photo finish for EuroChrisKA. Scooty just slamming them away. Those last microsecond adjustment tucks there.
Scooty pulls ahead 609,000 here to EuroChrisKA's 599.
All right, EuroChrisKA's down to the wire now. 9 lines to go. Tried to set up something with a dirty there. It didn't work out. You get the burns. Doubles. It looks like it's probably going to be it. Yep.
And he does top out at 606,000, which does give it to Scooty.
Wow. What a clutch game. Almost photo finish for both.
Excellent scores here from both players. BlueScuti does top out at 628,000.
GG's.
Scooty taking the first round. Congratulations. 2 more to go if you want to take home first place today.
DLB is asking for a combo max out in the chat. Will both players get that max out? It's going to be very difficult, but it is within the realm of possibility.
We got a thumbs up there from EuroChrisKA. And Scooty, we are going to need a reset just to clear your board.
Now, I will point out, these are both record-holding players in our community. EuroChrisKA has over 200 max outs under his belts. Scooty has a score of over 3 million on level 9 heart mode, which is level 19 speeds. Again, both of them constantly pushing down, microsecond adjustments, extraordinaire. This is really the best of the best right now.
Looks like Scooty's gotten up to grab a drink or something.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing GB Tetris in quite a while. He's been dabbling in it a little bit since then, kind of retiring to get those NES Tetris world records on there, but he's getting back in the groove. But if you've been out of practice for that long, playing in tournaments like this, and we've got EuroChrisKA's heart monitor. Oh, I couldn't see that there. Quite high, imagine.
It's in the orange there, so and 117 beats per minute.
Take a breather. Take a breath. EuroChrisKA saying, man, these kids today, you can't keep up with them. There we go. Push out the jive, bring in the love. Quick BRBs from Scooty right now. Yeah, if you do want to join our community, we got our Discord. I'll put that in the chat here. We've got quite a few new members from today. We're almost at 400 members for the Discord. But this is where we organize tournaments. It's all pretty much volunteer based, so we just kind of set these up as we go along, just for fun, pretty much. And we do host yearly our CTWC GB matches for the World Championships in conjunction with CTWC. So if you want to join these players and more new players in that, feel free to join the Discord. Oh, and also we sell t-shirts on there. I'll link that in the description.
Well, we don't sell them. CTWC sells them.
They
We
sell
do
them,
have we do have another tournament coming up on December 1st as
Yes.
well, which will be hosted on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/GB Tetris.
Top right is the logo there for that. So that's our next tournament. You can get in. Qualifications are open for that. It's 90-minute quals. Stream your Twitch. Level 9 starts. No line cap for those. So if you want to join these players and more competing, it's a lot of fun.
Studio has disappeared to somewhere, not sure where.
Off into the void, taking the dub, taking the Lambo for a cruise around the block to calm his jangled nerves. Or maybe going and winning another Tetris tournament in between.
There we go. There's Scooty. So if we can get a reset from you, Scooty.
Now, Scooty, be honest. Were you off winning another Tetris tournament while taking a break from this tournament? Yes. Thank you. Had to win the Masters. Yeah. We're rooting for you.
And just give us a thumbs up once you're ready there, Scooty. Got a thumbs up there from ChrisKA, warming up his hands.
Or cooling them off with that heart rate.
Yeah, true. Might be cooling
All
him
right.
off.
Thumbs
And
up.
we got a thumbs up from Scooty. They can start off the next round in 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Tetris.
Tetris. And they are off. Now I'm going to make a prediction here. Oh, I was going to make a prediction. EuroChrisKA match. Yeah, he caught on to it. Yep. He knew. Now I wonder, I think he's just doing it to mess with me at this point. It's like those commentators. I'll show them.
I'll show that, Andrew.
They don't know what I'm going to do. Scooty already out the gate looking very clean there. You can see it's almost like he rolls those long bars. He's so quick with it. Truly one of our fastest tappers. And EuroChrisKA, that's saying something because EuroChrisKA is one of, if not the fastest tapper in our community.
EuroChrisKA deciding to take a couple of burns there. And does slot down his second Tetris. 26,000 to BlueScuti's 24,000.
Very clean stacks this time from both players there. No trouble whatsoever. Scooty taking rests on those Tetrises in contrast to most players that would just slam them down. You got to take advantage. Like I said, you don't get many breaks, especially in level 20 play. You got to stay on the ball. Hardly blink. But again, Scooty's had to slay between players this match today. It takes its toll, especially when you're not accustomed to playing on GB for a while.
Target P saying the green hearts on the green background is a bit hard to see on his end. I'm sorry about the visibility there. We did decide to go with the old P green aesthetic.
Yeah. Blame Nintendo for that one. Actually, don't. I don't want to do it.
You know, there's 50 shades of gray, but only 4 shades of green.
There's pea green, darker green, pine dark green. MJ saying nobody's faster than EuroChrisKA on the thumbs. He's the fastest thumbs in the West.
Absolutely.
Back into heaven over there. Perfectly timed long bar, bringing EuroChrisKA up to 92,000. Scuti's 86. This is probably the closest early on match we've seen in lines and score thus far today from these players.
EuroChrisKA now passing the 100K mark. BlueScuti sitting at 98,000. About 14 lines between them. I'd say Scuti has a slight pace lead.
Nice J-tuck there from Scooty. It's a bit of a long bar dependency, though. That's not going to help him in this situation. Very awkward stack. And he's not Tetris ready yet, so he's going to maybe have to go for a dirty or a couple emergency burns there.
Does decide to burn it down a little bit.
Yep. Reset. EuroChrisKA slamming another Tetris. 150,000 for 72 lines. Not bad pace at all. Again, they're both, this is not simultaneous or matched RNG. We don't have that. This is whatever random ass RNG the game originally decides on from 1989. So that's what they're contending with. And sometimes it really hurts.
Gabriel in the chat saying Scooty is the most wonderful Tetris player ever. He's been cheering him on for over 2 years and wishing him luck in the chat there. Scooty is definitely a community favorite here.
Paldas Tetris, thanks for the raid. If you're just new joining here, we're doing an all-stars competition. And this is the finals. BlueScuti versus EuroChrisKA. These are level 9 starts, 300 line cap, best of 5.
Uncle Bobby White trying to post the Discord chat link, the Discord link in the YouTube chat, but it's not working out for him. It is tinyurl.com/gb-tetris, which is at the bottom right of the screen right here. Gabriel saying if he hears/reads this message, he just wants to say that he loves Scooty.
Yeah, I was mentioning before, when I was introducing these players, I didn't really have to introduce Scooty. because
An amazing double Tetris there from EuroChrisKA.
Neck and neck, 234, 235. Scooty bringing that back up to 247. And EuroChrisKA coming back with 248.
Scooty about 25 lines behind, though, so does have a pace lead.
Yep. Scooty had that trend from before. Can he keep it up, though, is the question.
EuroChrisKA keeping with that column 6 Tetris well there.
Scooty set up a long bar tuck for about 20 seconds there and then filled it.
Column 7.
Column 7.
Bit of stream lag here from Scooty, but we'll see if it comes back. Just refreshing Scooty's stream here. There we go.
He's back.
Scooty's sitting at 259,000, but still a little frozen there.
Scooty says just reload it. Their internet's not the greatest right now, so it's just a latency.
Yeah. There we go. 303,000 to
There we go.
EuroChrisKA's 322,000.
Yeah. Still the massive pace lead, especially later on in the game when the lines get differential like that. That's when his time to shine is, and that's where EuroChrisKA really hammers it out. He's taking those 6-7 column center well Tetrises. Doesn't want to leave too much room.
EuroChrisKA, probably the most prolific player in all of Germany.
Yep.
Which is saying something, because there is a massive Game Boy Tetris
Yep.
community in Germany. But definitely a fan favorite. Probably the most watched Tetris streamer.
Yeah, I believe he's been in German news.
Absolutely excellent dirty Tetris there by EuroChrisKA, and all around a really great guy to just chat to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have as far as globally going, we have probably the most diverse community there is in the scene for competition wise. Players from all countries, like I said, our CTWC GB winners from Argentina, France, a mix of, we now have more Canadian players, thankfully. And yeah, we have our first Australian player, which was really nice. We're still looking for, I don't know if we have any Irish players or Japanese players in the server. If you're from those countries, come represent.
Or any other country. As long as the love for Tetris is there, we don't care.
I said, hey, Scuti's got fans in the Himalayas of Nepal, so if that's where you live, if you're a Sherpa, come on in.
Furio saying Scottish, close enough. We do have a few Scots in the Discord.
Yep. Yeah, the Discord was started on a global platform there. MJ is from Finland, and we met on Twin Galaxies, kind of similar how CTWC started out with that. And over the last 3 years, we've just been forming the community, doing these tournaments since, and it's been working out great.
Nell's pointing out we do have a Japanese player, Tsukisuki, which she believes is Japanese. I'm pretty sure. I mean, based on the name Tsuki.
Well, start competing. I want players from every country competing in these competitions. So if you haven't seen your country play, then join us up and get a part of that.
Bit of a score update here. EuroChrisKA's passed into level 20 speeds he is currently at 515,000 points. BlueScuti, 24 lines to go at 490,000.
Yes. Slamming out that Tetris, 541,000 EuroChrisKA. Scuti, a beautiful slope, but super high up. Again,
Super high up, but
18
does
speed.
have the pace lead here.
Yes.
Versus ChrisKA. So we're seeing a bit of a repeat here. ChrisKA gonna have to slam out some level 20 Tetrises in order to keep up.
Opting for that triple. He's still got 70 lines to go. He can do it.
Does nail down a Tetris here. 578,000 to Scuti's 523.
Scuti, when you watch him, it's almost like you're watching a machine. Just, he knows immediately where to put the pieces in almost any instance there, and he's not letting off the Tetris. He wants this win. Both of these players are dual-time winners in our community Discord tournaments from before. Which next one is coming up on December 1st, so if you want a part of that, qualifications are open.
And Scuti passed level 20 here, and does pass 600k. Now it's 624,000. Definite pace lead on his end. EuroChrisKA, though, still banging out Tetrises.
Yep. Might be a photo finish on this one. It wasn't last time, just by a hair, but this one might be it.
Scuti, a couple problems with his stack, and he's high up and does top out.
Oh!
Giving EuroChrisKA the point.
EuroChrisKA takes it.
EuroChrisKA, you can top out.
Good equal amounts for both players. Love in the chat saying Gabriel DeCanny, Scuti, win the competition for me. Team EuroChrisKA saying, go Chris, go Chris. That'll be 1 round each. It's the finals, All-Star GB Tetris.
EuroChrisKA slamming his Game Boy down there. His heart going fast does crash his Game Boy. Or at least crashes his interceptor. Crashed the whole Game Boy. No worries, Kriska. We saw your score in the 650s before you topped out. You're all good to go. Evened up 1-1.
Wow.
So now we're down to a best 2 out of 3 situation here to see who's going to take home the title today. To take it back to the Gray Brick CTWC champion.
I love not only the nationality differential here we got, but also the age gap too. It's good to see players young and old that can both get in on the challenge there and represent what they got.
We've got a thumbs up from EuroChrisKA. And Scooty's just adjusting his Game Boy here. Giving it a quick wipe down. There we go. And are you ready, Scooty? Then these players can start off their third round in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Tetris. Ah. And they are off.
EuroChrisKA going back to his right well strats just to keep Andrew guessing.
Come on, man. What are you doing to me out here? He knows.
Gotta keep the man guessing.
Yeah, you got that mischievous smile. Oh, and a weird misdrop from Scooty over there, leaving that blocked off line dependency. He's got a Tetris banked. He's giving it out pretty well.
Mike Arted in the YouTube chat asking about backlight mods. In terms of tournament play, you can use any backlight mod you want. Does not matter.
U5 IPS LCD, that's fine. We encourage DMG screen mods like that. It's the original one to say is terrible. That's the one I use. I haven't adjusted that yet. But if you have a screen mod for your original Game Boy, as long as the hardware is the same in the motherboard, you're good.
EuroChrisKA, a little bit of garbage there. Does clear it out with that split double.
Just like before, both players in the start very close in line differentials because, again, they're both pushing down for the most part. Scooty keeping that pace lead a little bit, 51 to 53, but not by much this one. EuroChrisKA is keeping it buttoned up, keeping it locked down.
And both players now in the 60s.
Yeah. Another Tetris for EuroChrisKA, 79,000 to BlueScuti 63.
You can see Scooty playing very efficiently, very tactically, trying to burn as little as he can. And that's been showing for him in the pace leads that he's had throughout these games.
Beautiful sloping there from Scooty. EuroChrisKA going for a very high dirty Tetris here. When he just got in the long bar, he knows the RNG. It's going to work against him. Let's see how it pans out. Very efficient burns. Oh. He's flirting with disaster right now.
Yeah, EuroChrisKA in a bit of a spot here up top.
Yeah.
That's going to cost him a lot on pace.
Yep. Clearing it out effectively, though. He's got the speed to do it. He just needs that long bar for the dirty. Where is it?
There it is.
Nice. That'll bring him over 100,000, 108,000. Scuti's 93. Scuti's just waiting patiently.
That double's going to open up his 8th column there.
Yeah. And now the line differential is starting to show a bit. It's rearing its ugly head. As they get to the 100 line transition, we'll see that way more. And that's where Scuti attacked last time and took the round. Can he do it again this time? Or will EuroChrisKA let him do it this time?
EuroChrisKA deciding to just keep that one row of garbage on the bottom there, not caring too much about it. These speeds, it's not going to affect his matrix too badly.
Nels in the chat, how do we feel about audio-based mods? I mean, we only allow the polyphonic Corby and Iki theme song, so if you're using anything of that, I don't think so. But Dancing Longbar says, I'm using an audio mod called Spotify.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the basics is, as long as it's official Nintendo hardware,
yeah,
it doesn't matter as long as the game plays the same.
Yeah, the same core gameplay is all that matters pretty much with this. As time goes on, like I say, you'll see more mods in the hardware, but as long as it's still the original cart, off-license hardware, that's usually what we do, especially for CTWC GB, when we keep it official. These ones are more for fun, but you'll see both players, like I say, EuroChrisKA is using a modded DMG, and Scuti's using the original Atomic Purple GBC.
Both players neck and neck here. 187,000 for EuroChrisKA, 193,000 for BlueScuti. Only 6 lines in between them.
You can see the focus right now from both players.
EuroChrisKA's board's gonna need some cleanup here. It looks like he's been making some modern art projects.
Surprisingly, not as big as the line differential right now, coming up to the transition, which EuroChrisKA just did. 207,000 to Scuti's 217,000. Only about a 10 line differential between them, which in contrast to the last game is pretty far off. EuroChrisKA wasting no Tetrises on there. He's going to go for right columns, dirties, center well, what have you. Doesn't matter. He wants those Tetrises no matter what the cost.
MJ warning people not to use the actual Tetris music in their streams because it will get copyright claimed, which is true. Nintendo is very stringent about
Was copyright. It like a 100-year-old Russian folk song and they still get the rights? Like, nope. Yeah, anything in your headphones is okay.
Nell's asking, what if she hypothetically recorded a new cover? Covers should be fine because those are technically not copyright.
Yeah, artistic freedom. Very nice dirty Tetris there, stacked to the ceiling left side. EuroChrisKA not wasting any Tetramino whatsoever. A little dicey here. Gonna have to take the double to bring it down, but he's got the dirty Tetris on the side. Scuti coming up with 252,000. Now the line differential starting to show a little bit more. 253,000 Scuti to EuroChrisKA's 287. A lot of cleanup going on KRISKA's side, but he's banking every dirty Tetris imaginably possible on there.
EuroChrisKA passing 300,000 there with 306k to BlueScuti's 272, which now after that Tetris is 288. About 20 lines, 16 lines between them.
Now EuroChrisKA's just playing cleanup right now. Not much he can do. That's a really scattered board. Even to scope out dirty Tetrises, he can go all or nothing. Oh, and a misdrop's going to block that off.
Oh, and an early top out here from EuroChrisKA, 313,000.
So 314
And
should do
with
it.
that Tetris there,
There
BlueScuti
it
does
is.
take it. Scooty, you can top out.
Take the round. Just that easy. These are both max out players, but again, in a competitive scene, you really got to switch up your game.
Scooty now on match point, trying to make sure that EuroChrisKA maintains his streak of coming in second at every event that we've so far broadcast on the CTWC channel.
Keep the streak alive. Hey, sometimes you gotta own it. Good sportsmanship. So we got a thumbs up right now from Chriska, just waiting on Scooty's score. FireDocs532 in the chat saying, maybe I should try GB Tetris on emulator. Yeah, if you don't have original hardware, you can get it on emulator just to see if it's for you, and then we recommend you get it on the original hardware if you want to play competitively. But if you just want to dip your toes in, join the Discord community, and then you'll get all the tips and tricks of the trade, and then if it's something you want to get into, then you're all set.
Scooty taking a couple of sips of water here, giving us the thumbs up. They can get ready for round number 4 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Tetris.
R75 saying that his back would be killing him sitting like that for that long.
And that's another thing. Hunched over like that is another detriment to GB Tetris that these players have to contend with.
But that's a good reason. That's a good reason to play with your thumbs and use an interceptor, because then you can just sit comfortably, chill out, and play some Tetris.
Yeah.
Ooh, a very interesting Tetris there from EuroChrisKA. Maintaining perfect efficiency thus far. 0 burns, 3 Tetrises.
Wow. You can see the different formats GB Tetris allows you to play as. With that, you can be, hunched over on your original game with a camera pointing at it, or you can use the interceptor with your thumbs. There's different play styles all across the board, pretty much. You just got to find what works for you. Too old for that posture, yeah.
TXQTEU saying, Ich bin für EuroChris.
Ich bin für EuroChris.
He's now translating it in the chat saying, I am for him, which is...
I am also for EuroChrisKA.
He's just cheering him on. I just wanted to make sure to say it in German so that EuroChris definitely would understand without having to think hard about translating it in his head.
Yeah, pointing out in the chat, Anders, perfect game from EuroChris thus far. 122,000 for 43 lines is pretty amazing.
Not quite perfect. Has had a couple of burns at this point, but...
Yeah. As close to perfect as you can get it thus far. We haven't had anybody really get that close to pace yet, I don't think. Maybe Scooty in the earlier matches.
Still nailing down Tetris after Tetris here. 137,000 points at 50 lines is a great score.
Again, similar to last match, they're very close in lines, whereas before you'd see maybe a 20, 30 line differential between them. Now they're keeping it tight-knit, keeping it close. You don't want to be too far ahead or too behind your opponent, especially in the competitive sense. Another Tetris from EuroChris could bring them up to 152. BlueScuti's 129.
Scooty has one bank Tetris, but then is going to need to do something about that garbage on its bottom row.
Yeah. Figures out with a triple.
And
Another
does get
Tetris from
Tetris ready.
EuroChrisKA. Wow.
EuroChrisKA sitting at 189,000 to BlueScuti's 156,000. 10 lines in between them.
ChrisKA bringing that up quite a bit there, but still not missing hardly any Tetris advantage here.
Inked Retro saying, just joined the GB Tetris Discord. Thanks for joining up. We're happy to have you.
I'll post that again in the Twitch chat here. We do these tournaments, the next one being on December 1st, a tournament just like this. It'll be on the GB Tetris Twitch stream. So if you quals are open, so if you want to join us and these players, feel free.
EuroChris playing an excellent game this round. Keeping that well unblocked as much as possible here. Just waiting on that long bar.
Wow.
Quite the drought.
Ooh,
Does finally get it.
Nice.
Gonna have to take a triple on that one.
Yeah. That's quite the long bar dependency in the center there. I think he's just gonna burn that down. Efficiency up. Going for the dirty.
He transitioned a little bit below 250,000 there.
Kind of let the RNG get the better of him right at the end, but up until the beginning of that game, that was incredible. Not a bad transitional score, but Scuti, 201,000. With that dirty Tetris, bringing him up. 2 more Tetris capability, 213,000. Also really good pace. Another bottom column Tetris from Scuti there. Got to clean it up a bit at the top, though.
And he does transition at 226,000. So a little bit lower there than EuroChrisKA. EuroChris having the lead. And the pace lead.
Scuti skimming it out. Not sure if he's going to keep it entirely clean or if he's going to go for more dirties at this point. He's about halfway up the board, so who knows. ChrisKA kind of doing the same. Not sure, he's not formidably set up for the dirties. He's playing it pretty risky, but again, it's only level 12 speed, so it's not a huge problem.
Looks like he is going to try to burn it down before he gets any more Tetrises.
Puts it out nice well. And he's got the bottom one banked, and there's the long bar. That will bring him up past 305,000. Scuti's 257,000.
Nice simul Tetris there by the players. MJ saying Scuti trying NES spins on Game Boy.
He would.
And looks like ChrisKA is going to transition back to that right well.
Not sure if he's going to get hit with a drought here. Did get quite a few long bars. There it is. Get sketchy there for a minute. 361,000 EuroChrisKA to Scuti's 313.
And another Tetris there from EuroChrisKA, bringing him up to 383,000. Both players playing with a right well right now.
Yeah.
Another simul Tetris.
The line differential starting to increase. It's at that almost 30 line level mark.
EuroChrisKA ahead currently by about 60,000 points.
Not a huge differential scores. Both players really want this one now. EuroChrisKA's transitioned back over to the left well. Scuti's keeping it on the right. Burns with the Tetris 428,000. EuroChrisKA with the points lead. Scooty not wasting any advantage right now. He's got almost a perfect stack there, albeit to the right. He's getting the long bars right when he needs them too, which is great. Almost at 400,000.
Excellent placement on those two pieces to get himself Tetris ready as fast as possible before that line piece.
You can definitely see the comfort level that Scooty has with these speeds there. He places them without even thinking about it almost, but pretty much every move placement is the right one. Incredible to watch. Another Tetris there, bringing him up to 448, closing that gap, keeping the pace lead, still around 30 lines almost between these two players. KriSKA bringing it back with Tetris.
500K transition.
Yeah, that's where you want to be. I have a feeling Scooty will get that no problem, so KriSKA's really going to have to lay on the gas here, and he's got less than 100 lines to do it. He's got to keep it easy, though. He doesn't want to top out like last time. The RNG has been really spotty.
Does decide to take the triple there.
Yeah. He knows he's ahead right now. He's going to play it safe. You never know when there might be a mistake that comes along Scooty's board, too. Oh. That Zed burst could set up for the dirty on EuroChrisKA screen. He's going to double it out with the long bar dependency. Nice level 18 T-tuck there by Scooty.
Scooty almost past the 500K mark here.
He's
does pass it at just 189 lines.
Yeah.
So about 11 lines ahead on pace.
He had the advantage, but again, all that cleanup takes its toll, and especially as you approach level 20. But then again, that's what Scooty wants. That's where he wants to be at. He needs those high speed plays. 554 EuroChrisKA to Scooty's 513. And EuroChrisKA, ooh, he knew that one was close. You can tell it's taken its toll. The level 20, you can only go so long before you kind of tire out. And you have to play it safe.
EuroChrisKA still going for those Tetrises. Does nail one down. 607,000 points to BlueScuti's 521K.
And
another Tetris.
Wow. 632. Got about 50 lines to go. Might be a photo finish. Going for a second column.
BlueScuti, excellent tuck there on that L piece. Misdrops the T though. Looking for that long bar and does top out.
EuroChrisKA takes it. Those risky Tetrises paid off.
EuroChrisKA has taken the round and you can top out.
If we're going to see repeats of this, this is going to be a clutch finisher.
Does just nail down one last Tetris.
To boot. You can see he's feeling the heat. He knows it's on.
We have been all deciders all day. Yeah. You could not have written this better.
Oh, yeah. And this is the level of play we expect from these all-star players.
We've had no sweeps, nothing. Just all deciders in our best of fives.
Nell's saying, double max now, boys. Let's go.
EuroChris staying hydrated there. Let's see that heart monitor real quick.
Where you at? Let's see the watch. Here, good luck.
It's calculating. 118.
118 resting. Wow. Take a deep one there, EuroChrisKA, because this is where it's at.
Just phenomenal play from both players there. And once they're ready, we can get ready for the next round.
We got a heart from EuroChrisKA. Readied up. Scooty, whenever you're ready.
EuroChrisKA is
got a thumbs
118 compared to the 75 that I'm sitting at.
All right, so we got a thumbs up from both players, waiting for ChrisKA to restart his interceptor. Thanks everyone who's joining. We got almost 150 viewers right now. This is the All-Stars Finals match for our Discord tournament. 40 years of the Tetris, bringing it back to the gray brick. Celebrating GB Tetris today. And I believe both players are readied up, so...
We can get this round underway in 3,
2,
1.
1.
Tetris!
Tetris! TXQTU in the chat saying, only 118. We got to get that boy over 120 BPM to get really going, to stay alive. Good stacking right out the gate from both players as usual. First 2 Tetris is going to ChrisKA, 24,000, Scooty's 12. And a third to boot.
EuroChris with an immaculate stack there.
Yes.
Perfect efficiency so far. Five Tetrises in, still perfect. Make it 6.
Wow. 72,000. Scooty's 25. The nerve of this man, too, keeping him on the right when he knows the favorite goes to the left. Does not care.
Oh, and it looks like he is going to have to take an L on that efficiency there.
Yep. He'll get the dirty coming up, though.
After 5 Tetrises.
Yeah.
Scooty's board, however, looking like Swiss cheese. Gonna need to do some
skimming out
burns.
nice. Yeah. Just needs that long bar to clear out that double, and he's all set. He's gonna do it with the J. Couple of iffy Minos there. Meanwhile, EuroChrisKA banking up a dirty. Again, over on the right. Burning out doubles where he has to, just patiently waiting for the long bar. Cleared the 100k barrier, though, very quickly. 38 lines. Not bad pace at all. And the level of pace that's got these players to where they've gotten, it's amazing today.
Uncle Bobby White in the YouTube chat saying this is only a show tournament, but my goodness, is it exciting. It's definitely been an exciting day here.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, is just putting on a great show and kind of raising awareness to what GB Tetris has to offer this community, which I think these players 100% showcase it well.
EuroChrisKA, 54 lines, 139,000 points. Just looking great so far. Meanwhile, BlueScuti over there does get another Tetris, bringing him up to 61,000 points. So about 100k difference between these players right now.
Nell's in the chat saying, I love how Chris is one away from the bottom, just does not care. We've come to the conclusion that both these players are crazy in their attempts, but they've got the skill to back it up. So if you're crazy in the game, then as long as you got the skill to keep it in check, then you can do whatever you want.
Lord Raiden in the chat saying, great commentary as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And thanks to all of our viewers on Twitch, as well as our 56 viewers on YouTube right now.
Yeah, we usually do these tourneys. Our next one is December 1st. I'm going to put you can join our Discord server if you want to compete with these players and new players. If you're new to the scene, love to have you. We get a lot of NES Tetris players dipping their toes in that. The link is in the bottom right, tinyurl.com/GB-Tetris. I'll throw a link in the chat as well.
Also important to note that tournament will be streamed on our channel, not on CTWC, so that'll be on twitch.tv/GBTetris.
Yeah, just look for the logo in the top right-hand screen. But those are our friendly matches, so we do those. We also have the CTWC GB, which is our yearly tournament, World Championship, hosted by CTWC. But yeah, we love new players. All these players started competing at one point or another through the Discord. So if you want to get in that scene, then feel free to join us up.
Thank you very much for posting the link there, Tony. DLB will definitely do a raid at the end of the stream there. I'll have Andrew or you. DLB, are you a mod for CTWC?
I think he is.
He is not.
No.
So if you want to just send Andrew the command, Andrew will have to put it in.
Yeah, I can do that. The score, we got EuroChrisKA coming up on 300K with 296 to Scuti's 134. That line differential really showing its head again.
Yeah, it was an excellent transition for EuroChrisKA into level 10 there. Breaking 300K at just 120 lines there.
All business. Scooty with a nice T-tuck there. Will he get the Mino? And he does get it.
And does get the spin.
Still not enough for, well, no. It's a dirty triple, but not a dirty Tetris yet.
Bit of a misdrop there by Scooty. His board
Very
not in a
high
good
up.
place for a good transition. Does get the
Nice
transition at 160,000.
Yeah. Clearing it up now. EuroChrisKA just banking out Tetris after Tetris, clearing him only when he needs to. 360,000 at level 13. Slams out the Tetris, keeping that open double well. 381 to Scooty's 162. Scooty in a bit of a bind here. He's got a lot of chewed up board. It's only level 12, pushing 200K. That'll bring him over with 200,000 to EuroChrisKA's 466. That line differential definitely showing through now.
Yeah, definitely a huge pace lead here for EuroChrisKA. Ooh, bit of a misdrop there on that J, though. Is going to need to burn that down.
It's getting dicey now. This board's looking almost pretty much on par, split up wise with Scooty's, but he's getting the burns he needs. A lot of bad dependencies right now for EuroChrisKA.
Yeah, he's gonna definitely... Oh, and he does top out! 473,000.
Scooty with 210 right now.
It was looking like EuroChris had it in the bag, but now it's
No.
anybody's game. All Scooty needs to do is get 474,000 and his board is pretty much cleared.
Yep. Easy peasy for him. Just bring it up to 247.
$474 is a tall ask for most players, but for Scooty,
Yeah.
it's just a walk in the park usually.
Yeah.
So
we
we'll
know
see.
As it speeds up, he gets more comfortable with it, and he starts taking the risks. And it usually pays off for him. Let's see if it does this time. EuroChrisKA in the chat. Another second place. We'll see. It's not over till it's over. Giving the hearts to Scooty regardless, preemptively. He says, nah, the kid's got it.
Yeah, EuroChris saying there's no way.
No.
But where there's a will, there's maybe a way. We'll see if BlueScuti has any problems from here on out. Right now, though, he's stacking immaculately.
Yeah.
A little bit of a drought there, looking for that line piece. Does get it just after the burn.
Nice. That'll bring him up to 297.
And DLB, the CTM is monthly Tetris on Twitch, yeah?
When am I doing the raid on that?
After the stream is done. Scooty just lining it out here, trying to clear out some garbage. And with that L block, he does have his well clear. Still using a right well here at level 18.
Yes.
Just to mess with Andrew.
I do hate it. Those last second adjustments are so smooth when it comes to Scooty. Especially on these higher speeds, it's almost like he doesn't even have to try for him. And that will be the transitional 200 lines, 359. He's still got a ways to go.
I have to ask him if there was a loud sound on the stream. There was not. I think it was the I think it was your system. Scooty sitting at 370,000 right now. Needs 100K.
Yep. MJ pointing out in the chat, he can't just line out. He's got to go for a couple bold moves to get him there.
Yeah, gonna need some doubles and triples for sure.
Yeah. This is Scooty. He's already got a Tetris banked. Pretty easy, please. There's the
Does
first.
get it. 397K.
Yeah. And the more he banks, the more he can just coast his way to victory. No problemo.
Again, the score he's going for here is 474,000.
Yeah, he's definitely still got the lines to do it. He can lie.
Still gonna need a couple of Tetrises.
Yeah. There's the one banked, and there it is.
There's one.
438. Gonna
Just
get set up
needing
just how he wants.
40,000 points here.
Yep.
At this point, he could just line it
Yeah.
out.
You can play it safe. Like I say, you get those early good Tetrises and you can just coast. No problem. Might not do it though. Or the gap in the board clears it out. Setting it up with this one.
And with a Tetris there, 475,000. Congratulations to BlueScuti. EuroChrisKA, always second place on this channel here, CTWC Game Boy.
Very nice. GG's both players.
Yeah, GG's to all of our players today. An excellent invitational here. EuroChrisKA maintaining that hard line of second place. Congratulations, Scooty. Man comes on here, starts his qual like 10 minutes late because he's having Game Boy issues. Gets first seed and then takes the tournament.
Still showing who's number one. Wow.
There we go. Thank you everybody for coming out and watching. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you want to compete with these players and more, our next Friendlies tournament is going to be December 1st. And that will be on the GB Tetris Twitch stream. Our community, you can join at tinyurl.com/GB Tetris at the bottom right. I'll post the link in the chat as well.
BlueScuti's grandpa saying it's ice cream time now.
Yes, well earned.
So hop on, join our Discord. I want to thank all the players and all of you viewers for coming and watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and now I'm going to try to raid monthly Tetris. Which I don't think worked.
I'll try it.
I don't think I have raid permissions. Oh, there we go. Ready to raid.
Here we go. Let's get them. All right, have a good one, everybody.
Oh, are they not on? Somebody told me CTM was live.
No, maybe they were. Raid to the void. Too late. Yep.
To the void.
GG Scooty.
Yeah, I think they're. Okay.